Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Alicia Renice, and I'm so happy that you are here. So, I'm going to talk about all my jobs at some point, but the first job I want to start talking about is McDonald's. McDonald's was the first job I ever had. It is the job that I had the longest. I almost had my job for almost about 10 years on off and on, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, so I've had 5011 jobs and I wanted to start a series called The Working Class, as in like a class on the working class, as in like teaching other people like what it actually is to be a part of the working class, because a lot of people have a lot of assumptions about work, and they assume that it's just like easy. They even call us like low skill workers, which in my thing is not a real thing. We'll get to that in a second also. But yeah, but hi everybody. I'm happy that you're here. So the working class I wrote down is a series I want to do to talk about the 5011 jobs I've had in my career. It's fun. It's a fun educational series created in hopes of shedding some light on those called the working class, while also encouraging folks to be kinder to one another. Okay? And kinder to the working class. Okay? So, hello, everybody. Hi. Hi, Level Up Single Mom. Hello. Hi. Hi, Yolanda Williams. Ex Taco Bell worker here. This is going to be good. Yes. So, I've never worked at Taco Bell, but I'm pretty sure our experiences might be the same. So, yes, yes. Hi, Miss Vidier. McDonald's never cared for me. I applied twice in my life, always rejected. You might have been saved. You know what I'm saying? It might have been good that you didn't get accepted. But well, there's some good points. But yes, yes. Hi. Yes, consider yourself lucky. Yes. Hi, Writing Miles. Hello, hello. Hi, let's talk about it with Mara. It's good to see you. Hi, hi. Oh, afternoon. Yes, yes. Hi, Deshaun Burns. Hello. Hi. Okay. So, hi, Marissa. It's good to see you. Hi, hi. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so yeah, so how do we even get started? How do we even get here? At 16, I needed a job. Okay, so I went down to my local McDonald's, and I actually before then, let me not get ahead of myself. I first applied to Checkers, and Checkers, there was a local Checkers, and they were going to pay me 6.15 an hour, and I would just be working in fast food. Okay, cool. So then I went to go apply to McDonald's, and McDonald's raised that 6.15 to 6.25, and I said, you know what, yes, this is where I need to be. So that's where I first started working at McDonald's for 6.25 an hour, and at 16 years old I'm like, this is big money, this is a lot of money. So yeah, yeah. Oh, hi. Oh, sorry. Hi, focus on what you love. Hello, good morning, good morning. Hi, Anita. Hi, I worked at Denny's. Hey y'all. Hey, hey. Yes, I worked at IHOP. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I worked at IHOP for the overnight shift, and that was crazy. So yes, yes. Hi, mommy. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hi, Jakia Pinkney. Hi. I worked at McDonald's for like a year and pregnant. Ooh, shout out to you. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hi, humanity comes first. Hello, I love that name. I love that name. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, easier said with Meg. McDonald's was my first job when I was 16. I remember someone threw a drink in my face. I am so sorry. And we'll get to that, right? The abuse at the hands of customers, because yes, that is a real thing. That is a real thing. Okay, so like I said, hi, Abby Chronicles, hello. I wanted to start this series to talk about all the jobs I've had, like I said, in my career. It's a fun educational series created in hopes of shedding some light on those called the working class. So, what is the working class, right? The working class is a socioeconomic term. Before we get into all the drama, is a socioeconomic term used to describe persons in a social class marked by jobs that provide low pay, require limited skill, and I'll put that in quotes because I don't believe in that. I don't believe there's low skill jobs, limited skill or physical labor. So like typically working class jobs have reduced educational requirements, so you can, it's like entry based. Like, hey, even if you never graduated high school, you can still work at McDonald's, right? So yeah, so unemployed people or those supported by a social welfare program are often included in the working class. So they're usually jobs that they call low education requirements needed, or manual labor. I don't agree with this definition, but I don't make the rules. I'm just reading the definition. And of course, the sirens. But anyway, but that's the definition of working class. So the working class started off like with people working in like factories, right? So like okay, with the industrial revolution, like people working in factories and things like that. But now not that many people work in factories anymore. So like now you have jobs like retail workers, right? Retail workers, service, food service, and again, low skill manual labor. So limited skill. The reason why I don't like this is because I don't understand how you get manual labor and limited skills in the same sentence. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not compute. Manual labor takes a lot of skill and a lot of effort. Service works takes a lot of skill and a lot of effort, especially like soft skills, right? De-escalating situations. Easier said with Meg was talking about how somebody threw something in her face, right? Like these jobs require you to think quickly on your feet and also to problem solve, but also you're doing the work of a lot of people. Even though I was a crew member at McDonald's, I was doing all the jobs, cleaning, mopping, sweeping, cooking, like all of them. So to say that these jobs are low skill is actually an insult because it's not true. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So yeah, I said there's no such thing as a low skill job. There's no such thing. All jobs require skills, which is why people are hired to do it, right? Because other people don't want to do it. So there's no such thing as low skill. All jobs require skill, and most people couldn't even handle the skill, especially soft skills, that are required in the fast food industry, right? We see people working at fast food restaurants as if they are servants. Like that's how we look at them. Like we call them servers because they are serving food, but we look at them as servants, as peasants, as beneath us, right? And so that attitude that we have towards service workers and providers is not just like, oh, we just happen to think that way. Like, no, like a lot of the jobs that we work mirror enslavement, right? So the people who are seen as like the servants are seen as less than other people. You feel me? So that there's a reason why we look down on people who work at McDonald's. There's a reason why, right? It's programming. It's everywhere. If somebody tells you that they worked at McDonald's for their whole life, a lot of people would say, oh, that's not enough. You need to have more aspirations, more goals. But I offer you this question. Why can't a person work at McDonald's for the rest of their lives, be fully funded, supported, get health care and benefits, right? And be treated like a human with dignity and honor? What would be wrong with that? So I said, we see people working at fast food places like servants, and they're spoken down to, disrespected, and harmed. It's gross, right? And we say people are low skilled to justify their pay. We say people are low skilled to justify them being paid pennies or them being treated awfully, right? We tell them to have more ambition, to do more, to gain more skills, to become better paid. But it's like, no, you should be paid well regardless, because we need fast food workers. We need people working in retail. We need in a Target, right, somebody to come along and unlock the little chamber and open the door. And I worked at Target too, so we'll get there too. But like, we need these people. These are the essential workers. When at the peak or the height, I don't even know what it is because we're still low key in COVID. But like when COVID was first popping off, who were the people that didn't get a chance to stay home? That will tell you who's the most important. Okay, moving forward. So I looked at this definition from the nationalfund.org, and low skill worker, right? Their definition of low skill is basically, based on the requirements that we listed before, but it's an article called "There's No Such Thing as Low Skilled Work." And this is exactly how I feel. So they say, I'm going to quote, "Low skill worker erases the skills that all workers bring to their jobs. Furthermore, labeling people low skill puts the burden on the individual to gain better skills rather than the employers or the industries to invest in their frontline workforce, improve the quality of their jobs, and provide supports that allow workers to succeed and advance," right? So much like we blame poor people for being poor, and we don't blame the system, right? We join in a chorus and calling people low skill, which takes the attention away from the job who is stealing labor, stolen wages, who is stealing money from the people working for them. And we blame the people working for the company to say, well, it's your fault because you're working at McDonald's. Are we okay? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so it goes on to say low skilled / unskilled labor is a term used by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Why am I stuttering? To categorize work that requires little to no experience or training to do or consist of routine tasks. I will tell you right now, working in fast food, it is hardly routine. Even though we only sell a certain amount of products, it is hardly routine, okay? Every day, every customer is something different. It's something different. You don't know what you're getting when you clock into work, when you're working at McDonald's, okay? You have no idea. You can come into everything on fire, people running around, customers being angry at the window as in like the drive-through window. And I'm also like trying to make sure that I don't use terms that I used when I was working at McDonald's to better explain what's happening. But these positions do not require the workers to have obtained a post-secondary degree. And so because of that, right, people look down on those people. Oh, you're not well learned. Like, oh, you don't have a degree. Oh, you didn't work as hard as I did to get what I have. It's that same energy brought there. So workers in this category make up a large proportion of our economy, right? And include the millions of workers we rely on to keep us fed, housed, and healthy. So that janitor is the first line of defense against disease. You're welcome. That fast food worker is providing foods in places that have food deserts, where there are no fresh grocery stores, right? And while the fast food is problematic to our health, right, for some people, that's all they can afford to eat. These people are providing sustenance for their communities. The grocer is providing sustenance for their communities. The bus driver is getting people places that they otherwise could not get to by themselves, right? So again, we look down on the people who help us the most. The West is so backwards in that way. Patriarchy is so backwards in that way. The people that we need the most, we pay the least, right? Okay, so I said, so in this article, they say, in the pandemic or otherwise, right, these people keep us alive. Line cooks, farm workers, construction workers, grocery clerks, among others, are all considered low-skilled labor, but we need them. While these jobs have very few formal requirements to obtain, do they involve little or no skill? Working as a line cook, for example, they say, on a busy night requires concentration, coordination, and impeccable timing. Harvesting grapes by hand all day takes endurance, precision, and efficiency. Calling jobs low skill obscures the particular set of skills required to succeed in them and tactfully justifies low wages earned by workers in these positions. So again, that is the National Fund. I'm going to put the article here so that you all can check it out on your own time. But what is my point? What is my point before we start talking about McDonald's specifically? My point is that there are no such thing as low-skill jobs, right? My point is that they brainwash us into thinking that people who work service positions are below us, when literally they are the ones keeping us alive, right? They are the most important people. These jobs are actually really hard. These jobs are really hard because people are often very ungrateful. And working in these fields, because they're seen as less than, the people are seen as less than, there's less safety measures put in place to make sure that they're okay, right? We overwork these people. They don't have health care. They don't have benefits. There are a lot of people who literally, I was watching this documentary earlier, who literally work at McDonald's just to go to a different job. When I was working at McDonald's, there was a lady who worked there. We all call her Mommy. Mommy and her children worked together. And she was from El Salvador. And so after she would leave that McDonald's, she would get up and go to a different McDonald's just to make ends meet. Her and her family, like they all worked together. They were all like a package deal. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I said they require innovation, these jobs, innovation, creativity, and the ability to think on your feet at all times. And I really believe these jobs mirror enslavement, obviously. The ones doing the most work are belittled, but without them, the entire operation falls apart. They have to convince us to look down on the essential workers, folks who keep us alive, right? And we devalue the people who mean the most to us. Fast food places are essential in food deserts, where a lot of these McDonald's are. And that's a whole other conversation, because technically McDonald's is a real estate company. It goes deep, okay? Basically, McDonald's buys property, right? And they put a store there. And the owner of that store has to pay them rent, right? So go with me. McDonald's built a building. Somebody can own the business, right? And so McDonald's charges the owner of that business and the operator rent money. So McDonald's at the end of the day is going to make money either way, regardless, because they own land. Because they own land. And so they put these buildings in low-cost places, right? In places where there are food deserts, where people are desperate for food, because usually the taxes are lower. It's all, y'all. It's so layered. It's so evil. These corporations do not need protecting. I promise. The further you dig, the more evil you will find. The enemies are not the people serving you a Big Mac and some fries on the front line. Okay. So I said the main sources of food in food deserts are fast food places. Low land costs, like I said, right? And feeding people is care and holy work. Why would we ever look down on these places? That part. Level Up Single Mom, shout out to you. Yes, any customer-facing job is grueling, and people are so cruel and impatient and greedy. Y'all are the worst customers. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Not y'all, but y'all. People out there, you know what I'm saying, in the world, are the worst customers. But it also shows, like, how you treat people shows me everything about you, right? Like if we go out somewhere and you're talking down to the person serving us our food, if you're talking down to the janitor, that says a lot about how you think of people. Like, you have a hierarchy in your mind of who deserves respect and who doesn't, because based on what you can get from these people, right? You don't respect people. So real quick, what is a food desert? Real quick. It's a complex problem. Okay, it's really complex. In which include many factors, including socioeconomics and structural racism. Okay, all the things. So basically, places where there is low income and unemployment, right? And healthy foods for those people usually are fast food places, right? In neighborhoods with high rates of poverty and unemployment, there are fewer grocery stores and supermarkets because it's not profitable. So Sprouts, Whole Foods, whatever, sees somewhere in an area, I'm not going to be specific, like sees an area and is like, you know what? We don't want to put our grocery store, excuse me. We don't want to put our grocery store in this low income place because it's not profitable for us. So because it's not profitable for Whole Foods or whomever, right? Because it's not profitable, these people in these impoverished areas don't get fresh food. That's capitalism. Because it's not profitable for them, they don't get fresh food. So they get bodegas. They get, the local person with the community garden down the street. Like, they have to find their way. And a lot of these places have fast food places. Okay. So like I said, instead of grocery stores, there might be convenience stores or fast food chains. And research shows that Black and Latinx communities tend to have fewer grocery stores and access to healthy foods compared to white and other multiracial communities. That's not a surprise, especially in urban areas. This has a lot to do with structural issues like racism, redlining, all these things, right? All these things play a part. Governmental policies, city planning, long-term settlement patterns, right? And isolated housing communities. So lack of transportation, that's a big reason why a lot of people eat fast food. Like, can I walk to the grocery store? Can I walk to McDonald's? Okay, McDonald's is closer. Or can I walk to the corner store? That's closer. I'm going to eat there. And also, like, including rural areas, right? So with rural areas, there's less people. And so they don't find it profitable either. So again, I'm going to put the links here. Yep, exactly. Marissa Price says, I've seen grocery stores deliberately closed to cut off access to fresh foods. Yep, exactly. There was a place in DC that shut down recently, and like, there's food rotting. There's still food rotting in those buildings. It closed down like a month ago. And there's a big unhoused population where that store is, and they have to watch food that they're hungry for rot and waste away. So let me put these links in the chat. But yes. Exactly. I can't imagine not having a grocery store near. Yeah. The thing is, if I didn't have a car, I think we're in a food desert. If I didn't have a car, I wouldn't be able to get to a grocery store. I would have to take a bus. Let me see. Paste. Okay, there we go. So yeah, even where like I lived with my mom, right? Technically, we're in a food desert. Technically, we ain't got like, besides like, there's certain markets that are nearby. We have to drive everywhere, and there's no public transportation that really takes you anywhere to get any food. Then you gotta, can I carry this on the bus? Is somebody gonna help me walk? When I say I mean I have to walk out of our neighborhood, walk up a street that's basically like a rural highway, you know what I'm saying? Like with the animals and the deer. And I gotta catch a bus and then go into town and then catch another bus and then take that bus. I don't even think there's a bus that goes there. Anyway. So yeah, so it's all evil. It's all orchestrated. That's my whole point. All right. So now that we got a little intro into low skill workers, working class people, and and all this in quotes, because I don't believe in any of it. Let's talk about McDonald's. Let's talk about McDonald's. Yeah, same. This all disgusts me. Same. And I think that's why in the comments I get so upset when people are fighting me about stuff like this. Like when I'm talking about poverty or people being impoverished. Like, it is a system that's being placed on them, right? Like, it's not a choice. It's like businesses benefit from people not having. And so when people argue with me about that, I get very irritated. And like in the last video I posted about, what was I talking about? I was talking about poverty, but either way, the last video I posted, a lot of people were like, coming at me sideways. I appreciate the tone, but also like, how cruel of you. Like, what are we debating here? That people don't deserve a place to live? Like, what? But again, it's that, but I have to remind myself, it is that programming, right? It's that programming. We've all been programmed to see people as less than, who work at places that we have been taught to be ashamed of working at. Like, we're ashamed to say that I work at McDonald's, right? Because people see McDonald's as a stepping stone. They don't see it as a real career. Why? Because we don't think that's legitimate work. Okay, let's get started. All right. So in 2006, I was 16. I was 16 and I needed a job. And so, like I said, I went to Checkers to apply first. And they were about to pay me $6.15 an hour. And I said, that's fine. That works. And then I went to McDonald's with my friend Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. I love you. And she was like, let's try this. Let's try McDonald's instead. So we tried McDonald's. It was closer and I got paid 10 cents more. So for $6.25 an hour, I was working. I worked overtime. I think they also like broke some labor laws, but we're not gonna, whatever. I was 16. I don't know what it is where I am, but excuse me. But I was 16. I was working overtime, and I realized like overtime is not actually that much money. Like I learned that very quickly. But yes, but I worked. I worked for them off and on for about 10 years. So at 16, yes, yeah. At 16, I went in. At 26, I graduated college, and that was the last time that I worked at McDonald's because I was working at McDonald's while I was in college, while I was getting my education. So I worked in high school, I worked in college, and I worked summers in between at multiple locations. So that's where I'm coming from. The hiring process. Let's talk about the hiring process. Okay? The hiring process, I went in, I was very nervous. I was like, this is my first job. What am I going to say? I don't even, like, what is my resume? There's nothing on there except for like things that I volunteered for. When I tell you they hired me on the spot, when can you work? Okay, what is your schedule? Got it. And so then I was put on the schedule to work. Now they gave me like 2 or 3 shirts. They gave me a pair of pants, and I had to pay for my non-slip shoes to work there at McDonald's. So basically when you're working in food service, because I'll talk about this later when I talk about my serving experience, like serving tables, you have to wear non-slip shoes because you can hurt yourself. It's a liability if you don't wear non-slip shoes because there's a lot of grease on the floor, there's a lot of liquids involved, and if you fall, they don't want to be sued. Okay? But I had to buy it out of my own paycheck, making $6.25 an hour. And I can't remember how much the shoes were, but they weren't pay less what I was used to paying. They were like legit, like these were legit work shoes. So that first check, I had to see the money go, and I was very sad. I was very sad to see it go. Training basically consisted of me shadowing people, learning their system, learning their computers, these kinds of things, right? But what were my responsibilities? And this is where like I'd be like, what are y'all talking about low skill? What do y'all mean? Also, y'all can ask me questions if you want to ask me about McDonald's. I'll try to remember all the things that I can. That's funny. Checker slaps as far as the food. It does. It hurts my stomach, but it does taste good. It does taste good. Hi, Nate. They say everybody don't deserve to have an affordable place to live, but then get mad when there are homeless people everywhere. Precisely. Exactly. Like it's not making sense. It's not adding up. Like, again, when people don't like, okay, I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't seem mean, but when people respond in that kind of way, in a way that's very cruel and like inhumane, I'm like, it's programming. It's not even them. Like, I can't even be mad at them. It's something that we've all been taught to believe, right? A person who doesn't have a place to sleep, they must have done something to put themselves in this position. Not considering that housing should just be a right for everybody, right? Quality housing, not just housing, okay? Hi, Sil. Hello. I work at TJ Maxx. Oh, shout out to you. We as employees get verbally abused daily by customers. We are mentally exhausted. Yes, it is exhausting. It is exhausting. And I'm sorry that happens. I'm sorry. Yolanda says, I started working at Taco Bell in 94. Minimum wage was $5.25. That's wild because 10 years later, it was only $6.25. What was it? I don't even know. It had to been like $6 then if Checkers was charging $6.15. That's wild. Yeah. Hi, poets and rhymers. Hello. A guy I know asked me, was I trying to be the manager at McDonald's, but I was just there to feed my children, period. I guess he had in his head that I was low. You're not. Because also being a manager at McDonald's takes a lot of work too. Not only are you doing all the jobs that a crew member would do, you're not getting paid that much. And you're also working longer hours. It's not that much difference. Yes, Baldwin Blues, hello. They hired me on the spot, wanted me to work the same day. Yes, same. I think we did go in and work the same day. I think like we trained, which is basically working. I almost missed my mouth there. Literally my experience when I got hired on the spot at Cold Stone. Wow, Cold Stone. Then I quit 2 hours after I was hired. Okay, red flag, y'all. Listen, it feels good. And this is one thing that I wrote down. I'm getting way ahead of myself. A lot of the managers at McDonald's, and not the good ones, so shout out to y'all. I see y'all. Y'all are working hard. Y'all are advocating for us. Y'all are defending us against these customers, okay, and these ridiculous managers. But some of these managers prey on people because they know that if they are at McDonald's, you're probably desperate. That's what they think. If you're at McDonald's looking for a job, you're desperate, so I can work you however many hours I want to, I can pay you the least, right? You probably came here last minute. And so if people are hiring you on the spot, like at a place like this, just pay attention. Just pay attention, because there might be something going on. Because sometimes it's a little janky. You know what I'm saying? But I feel you. Were you singing also, Nate? There was a time where Cold Stone workers used to have to sing for tips. Now I think back, I don't like that. Gabriella, hello, 33. OMG, same. I started at 19 and I even wore a suit and tie to my interview. Yes. We were overdressed. Okay. Overdressed for the occasion. Ooh, I used to have to close at McDonald's. I had to clean the lobby bathrooms and ice cream machine. Yes. Okay, see? Right? And did your job say janitor? Did it say, no, it said crew member, right? So all these skills that people are talking about, low skill, you're doing all of that. Shout out to the ice cream machines that are always broken. Shout out to the ice cream machines. When I was homeless, I learned that at least 50 to 60% of homeless people were foster kids. Wow. Who never got adopted and they got too old to stay in the foster system. That's not even counting people who are disabled as well. Wow, that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry to hear that. That's heartbreaking. And it also makes sense. It makes sense. That's so sad. The managers are so underpaid for the extent of responsibilities they have to complete compared to crew trainers. Absolutely. And the pay is not on par. I've only been hired on the spot twice, and I'll wait for the rest of your response. But yes. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. And this is so true and sad. Beware of jobs that hire on the spot. Yes, that means that they're desperate. But they're going to prey on you like you're the desperate one. They need you. Okay? They need you. All right. Okay, so responsibilities of a crew member. So I was a crew member, which basically is the person that you see on the front line, meaning like taking your order on the front line, the person you see in the drive-through window, the person you see as a cashier in the back, sometimes the person on the grill, sometimes the person on the line creating the sandwiches, right? Putting the nuggets in the boxes. Sometimes you'll see a crew member sweeping, like sweep mopping. I'm triggered by these words, by the way. So shout out to all my McDonald's workers or fast food workers. Mopping and sweeping. So cashier, let's start with the cashier. Counting change, counting money, that kind of thing. Dealing with people, taking their orders, giving them the change back, that kind of thing. Being a janitor, sweep mop is a triggering phrase for me. Basically, this is another thing. I didn't get to the cons yet. I'm gonna hold that off. I'll wait. So sweep mopping, cleaning dishes, cleaning counters, cleaning ice cream machines, restocking, stocking up sauces, cups, fixing appliances sometimes, getting meat from the freezer. What else? Yeah, frying things, getting fries, just all the things. It's too much to list, honestly. It's way too much to list. Cook, sometimes cooking the burgers, cooking the sausage, cooking the fries, shakes, nuggets, sandwiches, drinks, teas, coffee. My goodness, the coffee. When McDonald's wanted to get in a Starbucks bag, people started getting really entitled and really gross. We started to attract the Starbucks crowd. And so those people are like, I don't know. It was not that I have a problem with people who go to Starbucks, because if you're kind to the people, I don't care. But there is an air of some people who go to Starbucks and I'm like, it's Starbucks. Okay. But also, this is McDonald's, honey. Like, we ain't got no coconut, nothing. We got what we got. You know what I'm saying? And then people would get mad at me when we wouldn't have the Starbucks things. So yeah, so cooking, like I said, cooking, customer service representative, complaints, de-escalating situations, dealing with violent and belligerent customers. What else? Internal conflict, like also like advocating for your fellow crew members against your what do you call it? Boss. Yes. What did I say? The good complaints. Oh, the good. Oh yeah. Trying to take a complaint and make it good. A manager, right? A manager. I wasn't a manager, but it definitely feels like it was something stressful to witness because everything is riding on them. Yes. Entitled. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. No offense. But a lot of people were very entitled who came to McDonald's when we got the McCafe. It was ridiculous. Not the coconut milk. Listen, this is McDonald's, honey. We barely got what you asking us for. We barely have ice cream. And McDonald's got the nerve. Anyway. But yes, Baldwin Blues, exactly. Crew member means wherever they need you, you clock in, period. That's it. Whatever I need you to do, that's what I need you to do. There are no specific things that you do. It's like, oh, I don't do this. No, you do everything. You do everything. Sometimes you'll be in there mopping the bathroom. Sometimes you'll be in there sweeping or cleaning. We had a play place where we were. So cleaning the play place, making sure like to wipe it down. Kids are messy, so they'll spill stuff, going in there and cleaning up a spill, you know? So yeah, that kind of thing. Stock employee, like I said, stocking cups, sauces, mixes for like the ice cream machine or the milkshakes, nuts, other condiments, napkins, right? And so I put in this fun fact to break it up a little bit because a lot of people ask, like, why is the ice cream machine always down? And I'm here to tell you right now, we don't know. We don't know. But also, sometimes sometimes we don't feel like making the milkshake or the ice cream. Sometimes the ice cream machine is being cleaned. That's a whole process. We got to refill it with the milk. Like the way that ice creams used to be made is like with ice cream and milk, right? And if you go watch the movie The Founder, it's about Ray Kroc and how he basically stole McDonald's from up under some brothers. And that's how we have our McDonald's now. Oh, shout out to, oh, come on. Okay, fancy. Our ice cream machine always worked, period. I love that for y'all. When I tell y'all, I hated telling customers, I'm sorry, it's broke. I'm sorry. So yeah, it would be cleaned. It would be either really broken or we would have to find somebody else to like come in and fix it. It would need to be like refilled with the mix. So like I said, ice cream shakes used to be ice cream and milk in whatever flavor. That's not how McDonald's makes their ice cream, nor is that how they make their milkshakes. So basically all it is just mix, right? So you have to get a bag of mix, which is like milky something, and you put it in the machine, but you got to wait for the machine to make it like creamy so that you can get a shake or an ice cream cone. So if the milk that we put in is not ready, then you can't have any ice cream. It's just going to be a mess. Yes, The Founder it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I recommend The Founder, y'all. It's about McDonald's. But after watching that movie, I was like, oh, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense, actually. Oh no, what happened? I grew up with McDonald's in my life. My grandfather worked his way up in the business. All of my family members have worked at McDonald's as their starter jobs. That's awesome. Oh no, my mother was robbed as a manager by a crew member and friends. I am so sorry. That's awful. And hello, Annika Star. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's well done. The actors did wonderful for The Founder. It can't be the actors, right? But the story is just so criminal. It's so mean. Okay. So those were my things. So the shake machine, it might be laziness. It might be cleaned. It might be that we need mix. It might just be broken, but it'd be struggling. And so it's so funny because if we had just taken our time, and we'll get to that in a second, if we could take our time and make a milkshake, everybody could get a milkshake. But because time and quickness and efficiency is prioritized above everything else at McDonald's, above service, above quality of food, that suffers too. It's amazing how like when you're trying to fast forward to something, you actually end up breaking it and having to backtrack. But if we took our time, we could create good experiences for other people. You know? Okay. So yes. Oh, absolutely. I don't blame them. Thanks. Part of why my grandfather got out of the business. I understand. I get that. Hi, Roly Poly Doll. Hello. There's a very dark energy surrounding McDonald's. My question is, why in the world does it seem like whenever I drive past the exit of a McDonald's drive-thru, the cars always zoom out? Yeah. They in a rush. Or they're frustrated. They had an awful experience. Yeah. It's awful. It's not a good environment to work in. It's also not a good environment. Like I find my joy and my happiness wherever I go, but that's like making the best out of a bad situation as opposed to it just being a good situation. You know what I mean? So yes, I agree. Okay, things that I enjoyed about my job, right? What did I enjoy? I enjoyed the flexibility. I like the ability to be able to be hired wherever I am because I know the system. I know how the processes go. Like I can pick up like even though every location has their own things, like for the most part, I can work anywhere. Wherever there's a McDonald's, I can work there. And I'm good at my job. I know what I'm doing, right? Flexibility, they're always hiring. Taking money. My favorite position at McDonald's is taking money in the back window. Away from the chaos and the noise and the drama. I love taking orders and giving people their money and moving on about my business. I like being able to look out the window. And it's so funny because you know that meme where the dog is sitting at the table and like it's like there's fire all around him and like he's sitting there and he's like, it's fine, right? Or there's another one where a girl is like swinging or a child is swinging and like in the background there's like something on fire in the back. That's how it felt like being in the back. Like even though it was chaotic in the front, people taking orders and trying to fulfill orders and these kinds of things, in the back window taking money, I was at peace. All I got to do is take my little orders, count my little coin, make my little, do my little side work, which is usually like making tea or restocking things, right? Because you're not the busiest person. So you step in where they need help. I loved being in the back. So that was my favorite part. Quiet time from the chaos. I made myself a little hot tea. Talking to the customers, that made me happy. You know, just like, hey, how you doing? You know, I like just greeting people in general. Listening to music. You're not supposed to, okay? Don't do it because you might get fired. But I was a good worker. Nobody bothered me. So I put in my little headphone in one ear and listened to the headset on the other ear. Don't take my advice. Running orders. Running orders is basically, yes, absolutely. Being in the back. Don't bother me. Just give me the money and go. And okay, yes. One thing I will say though about being a cashier is that or in the back, you still are timed, right? So like everything about McDonald's is timed, and we'll get there, but everything is timed, including how long it takes you to give someone their change back. There's a timer on the thing counting how long it takes you to give them their change back. So besides being rushed like that, I didn't mind it. It was cool. Hi. Since watching Super Size Me movie, I changed my mind about Macas. The guy made that movie. Oh no, passed away this year. Oh no, that's sad. That's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. But yes. Yeah, that's sad. Wow. Okay. I liked running orders, which basically is the person. Okay, if you order something in the front of the building, at the front of the thing, somebody takes the order, right? Hate that. Hate frontline. Hate it. And I'll tell you why in a second, because people be so nasty. So the person takes the order, it gets on a screen, you see the screen and you fulfill the order. Oh, I need 2 chicken nuggets. Okay, cool. I need a McChicken with no lettuce. Got it. Got that specially made, put it in the bag, put napkins and straws, fold it over with love, give a little kiss, and put it on the tray so that people can hand it to the person. I love doing that. It's like puzzles for me. And I realize that I don't really like dealing with customers. Surprise. I don't like dealing with customers. I like doing the back stuff. I like being support to people. So yes, I like running orders. It kept me busy and moving, and time went by faster. I hate sitting still at work. I also enjoyed the half off food. Say what you want. I was poor. Listen, I enjoyed being able to come to McDonald's and get half off because I worked there and using my little code. I enjoyed the free meal that I got at my job. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed handing out orders in the window sometimes because people are cruel and mean. And also like when you're being forced and pressured, like timed, they will have you dangling people's food out the window. I don't like that. That just feels so disrespectful to me and so like barbaric and so just like impersonal, like just like, I don't know. I don't like that. That's a yucky feeling, but I liked being able to hand people their food and be like, oh, you know, whatever you need, that kind of thing. So yeah. So those are the things that I like. The fresh air, the moving and shaking. I like the camaraderie. I like the friends. I like that we could all commiserate together and be like, I hate this job. Because you need that. You need space to complain. You need space to feel seen. You need space to be like, listen, this sucks. Or like, you know what? I know they cussed you out for a coffee, and they did. They cussed me out because somebody's coffee was wrong. Some of them coffee drinking people, y'all need help, okay? Because like, why are you cussing me out because you asked for 2 sugars instead of 3? And you forgot to tell me that it was 3, and like, it takes 2 seconds to make the coffee. Relax. But you need people who have your back and be like, I saw what happened. Or I literally had a coworker defend me against another person in the window. Cause like, I be kind, and like people in the window be trying it. And this coworker, he basically came over and was like, who are you talking to? Take your coffee and leave. Or whatever it was I was like a McMuffin or something like that. Take it and leave, right? Like, get out. And then they'll say things like, I'm never coming to this McDonald's again. Good. Thank you. Because we don't want you here anyway. Also, there are a million other customers that come through all day. So yes. I enjoy the night stuff. I enjoy the night working at nights because it was less people there, less busy, right? Less drama. And I also like working morning shift because it's busy. And after I'm done, if I get in early enough, I can leave. Okay, I can leave. So let me break down the process of taking an order, like from taking the order to getting it to the customer, right? Okay. So you're in the drive-thru. Hello, man. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. May I please take your order? Yes. May I please have a Big Mac with a medium fry and a Coke? Sure. This is your total, whatever it is. Okay, cool. Pull around to the first window. So your order is then put in the computer by the person taking your order. The person in the front can see the order as it's being made, so they can prepare the order. So they're cooking the food, right? Then it goes back to the cook, the person making the sandwiches. And so if you're running food, basically fulfilling orders, you are dropping fries, meaning you're frying, you're putting the fries in the hot oil. You're putting the fries in hot oil, anticipating, and it depends on how busy it is, but you're anticipating the customer's needs. Okay, cool. You come to the window, we take your money. After we take the money, it's clear to say, hey, this person has paid. You can prepare this food, but we probably already started preparing it before then. We put the food on when it's done, put it in a bag, put it out there. We hand you your cup. Sorry, I skipped the whole cup. In the front, there's a machine where the drinks are made. It drops the cup in the size. It puts the drink, the Coke, it drops the Coke into the cup. And then we put the top on the cup, hand you the cup, the food, all these other things, okay? That's the process, right? And then you get your food, or you're told to pull up. And this is where a lot of the drama starts. If a person asks you to pull up, please pull up. Please. I understand. I know you don't want to go to I understand. I know you don't want to wait for the food. I get it. I know that you're hungry right now. I understand. But we are being timed. One of the things, and that takes me to the things that I hate about my job. One of the things that I hated about working at McDonald's was that everything was timed. Everything. The reason why we have to pull customers to the front, like move them out of the line, is because we get judged based on how quickly we get people in and out of the line. Whether that be someone coming in the front door or someone in the drive-thru. We're being graded. Everything is being watched. Everything. So we're stressed out too. We don't want to have to pull you out to the front, but we have to get these cars through because there are, I don't even know I think the manager gets the drama because they just yell at us. But like, it don't affect my pay, I don't think. But they get in trouble if we don't move cars quickly enough. And so trying to convey that to a customer without also trying to convey that, because I'm not really supposed to tell you how things work here, is frustrating. Because they're like, I'm not moving until I get my food. Well, sir, ma'am, you're still going to be waiting here because the food is not ready. And so now you're holding up all these other cars and their bags might be ready and their food's getting cold. So now when they get their food, they're going to complain that their fries is cold. And now we got to remake the whole order and it sets us all behind. And now we're all messed up and everybody's stressed out. Like the beeping in the room is going off. It's a mess. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. It's, they call it the OEPE score. See, I didn't even know what it's called, but I just know that I was pressured and I got anxiety and I ain't like that. But yes, thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I hated it. They park the car, yelling in my ear, park the car. They're right here. Okay. And because everything is so timed, that's why everything feels so impersonal, because it is. Everyone is stressed out. I promise you that some people that work there, they do have attitudes. Okay. Yes. But also a lot of them have attitudes because they stressed out. They are bent out of shape. It is just McDonald's. It is just a double cheeseburger. It is not that serious. But the way that they yell at people who work there is like it's life and death. Like we're in the ER. And I've worked in the ER. And it's not as frantic as working at McDonald's. It gets crazy and chaotic, but it's not as frantic and chaotic as working at McDonald's for me. That's my personal opinion. But I'm also not a doctor. I'm not like a trauma, a triage nurse or anything like that. I'm just like, I would just be working in admitting. Okay, yes. So that is the process. We can't change that. We can't change it. And I also wrote like this. This was back in like 2013. Let me pull it up. But I wrote this this passive aggressive like post about working at McDonald's. And my gripes, so I'm going to pull that up and share that with y'all. But for why I don't like working at McDonald's, right? The pay. Let's start off with the pay. Eventually, it won't be enough. Like $6.15 or $6.25 as a 16-year-old who never had a job before, and honestly, like whose cost of living is pretty low, right? Because I live with my mother. Excuse me. I'm still in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like even technically, like let's say that I didn't get food, right? I got food at my job. I got food at school. And so like, I didn't necessarily need a lot, but for people who are coming in, who might be in their 30s or 40s, people who are in their 20s or people who have children, $6.25 is not enough. $6.25 is not enough, especially not for all that work. Sorry, y'all. I should have pulled this up. Working at McDonald's. Yes. Because I think I emailed this to myself. I sure did. Okay. But yes, so it's not enough, right? But McDonald's is stingy. McDonald's is stingy about their overtime. And that's the thing. When I was what I realized is that they hired me there on like a very low pay so that I could overwork. Because what happens is, what really happens when you work overtime at McDonald's, they send you home. They don't want to have to pay you overtime. So they literally will see their sheets and be like, this person is in overtime right now. We have to send them home. So sometimes McDonald's is short staffed and overworked because they don't want to pay people for the work that they're asking for. And the only reason why you get overtime is from people overworking and staying after, right? So the pay is not enough. At most, if it's time and a half, it's going to be $9. That's crazy. $9. 9 something an hour. And hello, C. Dion Woody. Hello. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Yes. Okay. Another reason why I don't like working at McDonald's, the customers. It don't even be the work. Like, the work is hard. Don't get me wrong. Like, the work is hard. The customers, though, make it awful. Like, whatever bad day you were having, the customers make it worse. So let me read y'all this passive aggressive post that I wrote. And this is, y'all bear with me. This was from at least 10 years ago. So let me see if I can share this with y'all. And y'all can go down. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Yes. Share. Well, hold on. Because this is also my email. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'll just read it to you. Here we go. Passive aggressive thoughts of a McDonald's employee. So I said, these are the things we don't say but think really, really, really loudly in our minds. If you want to get under the skin of a McDonald's employee, do these things. And I'm sure that people employed by other employees can relate. So not just the McDonald's folks, the Taco Bell folks, the people working in I was gonna say community service, customer service. They be feeling like that sometimes. Customer service or retail workers, these kinds of things, right? Number 1, these are my complaints about the customers, okay? Stop smoking in the drive-thru. Stop it. Stop. Please do not smoke in a drive-thru or throw your butts on the ground under the window. I literally wrote, McDonald's does not pay me enough to be able to afford the healthcare I'll need when I develop some sort of issue. Like, please do not smoke your cigarettes in no drive-thru and blow your smoke in my face. Please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you wouldn't do that to anybody otherwise. So why are you doing that to me? I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this. The Big Mac ain't even that big no more. Speak, make America safe again. Drag. And it's true. They're raising the prices and making the food smaller. It is getting worse. It is. You're not making that up. You're not imagining that. It's true. Nate says, now that I'm thinking about it, I've had like 50 jobs over the last 15 years if I'm counting all the jobs I walked off from, period. And I love that you walk off. Cause same. That's why I have a lot of jobs too. That's how I have a lot of jobs too. Exactly. Slum Sapien. Hello. I still don't understand how minors are allowed to be underpaid. It should be illegal. It should. And also, like, the amount of hours that underage folks are allowed to work are also like cut in half, I think. I don't know what it is now. I mean, I haven't been a minor in a long time, but like, yeah, we weren't allowed to work the hours that I was working. So they take advantage of childhood labor too. And you're doing the same jobs as adults, right? Even though people will argue like, well, adults have more things to pay for. And I get that, but like, no, but the kids are still doing the same job. You know what I mean? Like, everybody should be paid well. That's the problem. Okay. Number 2, but these are all labeled 1 because they're all as equally as important. These are not listed in any specific order. Number 2, please do not start your meal at the window. There are plenty of cars behind you that would love to taste their fries too, right? So that goes back to the thing of like, you know, paying and then like not wanting to wait for your food because you feel like you're more important than everybody else in the line and more important than the people working there. Like, we don't have no control over that, right? Number 3, please do not yell into the speaker. It hurts. Can I get and I get it because it feels far away, but we can hear you. We can hear you very well. The next one says, let me get what comes with the number 1? No, if you don't know what you want, please come inside. Because my manager is going to yell at me. It don't even be about you. It be about my manager who's looking down on me and be like, why aren't you taking this order so fast? Because people are not moving fast because they're people, they're human. And the thing about fast food is that it doesn't honor humanity at all. Not for the worker, not for the person getting the food, right? Like, everybody's being rush, right? And so then it comes across as like, oh, why that person got an attitude with me in the window? Probably because they're being rushed and being stressed out by their manager. It probably is not personal. It's not personal. And what I will say is that I love that I've worked in so many different places even though I feel like I'm empathetic in general, I think that working a lot of service positions has made me very patient and very kind to people. I understand how much work it actually takes to get this done. I understand the work it took for me to get my meal, right? And we're not even talking about the people just working there. We're talking about the people who had to grow my food, right? We're talking about the people who had to drive my food to where it is. It took a lot to get my food here. And in fact, the worst fast food situation I've ever been in, I may have waited maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe. And that could just be like on like special circumstances, but I'm not going to starve. I'm not going to, I'm not going to starve. I'm also not 3. I can manage and maintain like, okay, Alicia, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And best case scenario, I get a free meal next time. Okay, so next one. I said, okay, when you order at the front counter, please do not lean over and look down on me so closely that I can smell you. The counter is there for a reason. I can hear you loud and clear from 2 steps away. I will get people who literally like look down on me like, okay, I'm tall, right? But people will like look down on me like, let me get like they're almost trying to look at my screen. Like, you have to back up. People need their personal space. This is my personal thing. I don't like people in my personal space like that I don't know. Okay, that didn't consent. Also, do not toss the money on the counter. This is disrespectful. I let the older folks get away with it. But if you're like, because I think for some of them, I don't know, it'd be something. But a lot of people like throw change on the counter. That is so demeaning and dehumanizing. I'm holding out my hand and you bypass my hand because you don't want to touch me and you throw money on the counter. I'm right here. You can hand me the money. Anyway, it just feels so demeaning. It just feels so disrespectful. I hate that. I hate it. I'm like, this is what you think of me? This is what you think of me. So now you threw the change on the counter. Now I got to lift up all the change. Like, it's just so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. Yes. I said it's disrespectful. And like we used to do like, every morning the elders would come into the McDonald's and they would come in at the same time and have their little like, senior muffin and a senior coffee and like maybe a senior orange juice or a soda or something. They would get their little things and sit at a table and they would all hang out together. It would be the best. It was so great to witness like community coming together. So for those people, like when they're trying to hand me their 59-cent at the time for a senior coffee, I don't know what it is now. It might just be like $1, but they used to hand me like that little change. It's fine because you're counting change. You're also older. Like you also ask me about my day. You don't treat me like an object. It's fine. But for people who don't make eye contact with me, people who I can tell look down on me, people who I can tell like feel like they're above me, it's like that is their show of power. To throw money on a counter or to throw change at me. You know what I'm saying? It's just so gross. It's so gross. I would give it to them right back the same way. I've had thoughts. I didn't do it though, but I've had thoughts. I've had thoughts. Yep. Working all these jobs really leveled up my patience. Yep. Mm-hmm. I also know what red flags to look for in a job. Exactly. It's like I know exactly what will be a good job or a bad job. Same. Does it show what the meal comes with on the menu? That's a great question. It should, right? Because some of these signs don't. It should show. Absolutely. What does it say? I was done with McDonald's after I saw that manager drying the mop head over the fryer cook. Oh, no. But this is the thing, right? There's training on that. So all these things about skills, right? We get trained on how to clean, what to use to clean what, how to clean a mop, how to dry it. But we want to talk about low skill. That is gross, by the way. I'm so sorry. That's gross. That makes it, oh no. Yeah. That part. Mara says, I used to put their change on the counter back, being petty. Period. I haven't been that bold, but yes. Some of them deserved it though. Some of them definitely deserved it. Okay. Another complaint. Stop emptying your garbage out in the drive-thru. Stop it. Somebody has to clean that up later. Probably me. Or probably, there was this guy who worked at our McDonald's. His name, I can't remember his real name, but he told us his name was Pablo. That was not his name. Why would he, like, whatever. It's fine. People have their reasons. But he went by the name Pablo. He's from Mexico. And he would be the person, like, on the premises, like, cleaning up on the outside and things like that. When people would do stuff like that, he would get so angry. He would get pissed off. And, like, he didn't speak a lot of English. But, like, because of that, people saw him as less than. And I hated that. I hated how they treated him. I hated that. Excuse me. Another complaint. If your order contains more than 7 items, come inside. or 7 meals, excuse me, come inside. The drive-through is timed, and we don't have the time for long and long orders, right? Because you will be parked, right? If your order is really long, you probably will be asked to move up, not because we don't like you or because we're being passive aggressive, but because we're being timed, right? But then people get upset, and then we have to deal with that. I also said good morning or hello, how are you is not code for tell me everything you want. Please acknowledge my greeting and reply, because that's rude. If I say hello, how are you? Let me get a double cheeseburger, and then I would be passive aggressive and be like, hello, how are you? And some people had the nerve to act like I didn't greet them, like they didn't hear me or see me. And what did I do? I took my time, slowly putting in their order, because you're going to feel this tension. You're going to feel the silence. You're going to feel the silence. Hello, how are you doing? Like, I'm a person. I'm not a machine. Let me get a whatever. And you don't say please or thank you. Please and thank you have always been the magic words, will always be the magic words, are the magic words. May I please get a X, Y, and Z with X, Y, and Z? Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, here's your title. Here's your change. Da-da-da. Thank you. People lose their manners when they're talking to people who work in fast food. It's awful. Yes. So another thing I wrote down is like, no, I will not stick out halfway of the drive-thru to hand you your food. Put that thing in reverse and try it again. So there are some times when people pull out like really far, and you have to like reach out half of your body and like dangle and leverage to try to hand people their food. Don't make people do that. That's really mean. You could just back up and try again and come closer, right? But also, I don't like hanging people's food out the window. Our managers tell us to do that to like entice people to move up. It's so weird. Like, you seeing your food hanging out the window ahead is going to make you be like, let me hurry up. Let me hurry up and get to my food. No, I'm going to be pissed, because why are you dangling my food? Why are you dangling my food out the window, right? So I don't like doing that to customers. I hate that, because I don't want that done to me. I don't want that done to me, okay? Because I'm not dangling your food like an animal. Like that's like, you don't like a pet. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, give people their food with dignity. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yes. I also said, note, inflation is real, prices do rise, right? But I also understand that they inflate the cost. It's fake. It's fake. Also said, don't fondle my hands when I hand you your items. I give you 70. I must have been really upset that day. I said, do not fondle my hands when I hand you your items. So on one end, you have people throwing money at you. On the other hand, you have gross men specifically, like, you hand people something and like they want to like, so I hey, here's your change. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just like nasty men. I don't like that. Yes. And somebody just said this, and my next thing is, period. You're on it. My next thing is, when it's raining, turn your wipers off. I will not dodge raindrops trying to hand you a McChicken. Okay. I don't like getting wet. And so when it's raining, I like to, hey, can you please turn off your windshield wipers, please? Because it really is just like splashing water into the drive-through window, right? Not on purpose, but just something to think about. Oh yeah, talking about, so I said, let me get a tall, non-fat, mocha, no whip, extra shot of espresso. You are not at Starbucks. I don't like, and it's not, sorry. Can you listen. And no, I cannot stand the rain. I love the rain, by the way, but not when it's getting splashed on me from nobody's windshield. But yes. No, this is not Starbucks, right? And I don't say this to be rude or cruel. I say this to say that your expectation needs to be lowered significantly. This is McDonald's. McDonald's is just trying a new thing out. They're just trying to be fancy, right? But they cannot sustain it. And after a while, when it first came in, I remember when McCafe first came in, and we were all like, what? We need another thing? First of all, the shake machine don't even work. Now y'all want to make frappes? Y'all want to make smoothies? What is we doing? Right? So it's just another way to stress us out. So, yeah. So just lower your expectations. That's the whole point. Please lower the expectations. Another one, sweet teas are the devil. And I mean that because it's very sweet. It's a lot of sugar. So when I was in the back window, like taking people's orders, they would put me in charge of making the sweet tea. We put a whole pound of sugar in that sweet tea. Do with that information what you will, but that's a lot of sugar. It's really bad. Yes. Let's see. Okay, yes. One thing that I said, the last thing I'll say is, last but certainly not least, let's all remember that this is just McDonald's. That's how that at a lot of jobs. That's very much my energy. It is just McDonald's. It's not that serious. You're not about to fight me in the parking lot because your McChicken was cold. That's crazy. Like no, it's not that. I'm not about to lose my life for no McDonald's. I will quit. I will walk away. Like I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove. So that was it wasn't the whole list, but listen, it's a lot of sugar in them joints. But that's not the full list, but that's just a lot of, oh my gosh, please, Nate, please. Because in my mind, I was like, when I was younger, me and my friends, because my friend Marcus, he also used to work at McDonald's with me. And so me and my friend would talk about like how sweet tea is like diabetes tea. Like, when your family makes the tea that's really sweet and you call it, oh, it's diabetical. Like, not really talking about diabetes, but we're saying that, oh, there's a lot of sugar in here. There's a lot of sugar in sweet tea that y'all can't taste. So be careful. There's a lot of sugar. Yes, fondle. Yes. You get some creeps. I feel like you get creeps wherever you work, honestly. Wherever there's a woman working, there's a creep somewhere. Or even men. Some men get harassed on their job too. But yeah, like you get the creepy men in the window who want to take your money and like they want to touch your hand. They want to linger there and talk to you. And like, because you work at McDonald's, they're assuming that you don't have a lot of money, right? They're assuming that you don't have a lot of money. So they're trying to entice you with like their wealth and like, oh, I can take you out of here. And yeah, like, just leave me alone, please. Can you please leave me alone? Yes, diabetes. Yes. Oof, McDonald's was the worst. It was. Okay. Moving on. Other reasons why I hated working at McDonald's. Okay. Thank y'all for listening to me complain, by the way. And shout out to all y'all working at McDonald's and in fast food and retail, customer service. It is hard. It is not an easy job and you're not well respected, but I see you. I respect you. Shout out to y'all. Okay. So yes, the customers were the worst part of my job for me because some of them were so rude and mean and inconsiderate. And sometimes were harassing people. Like they would harass people. Being tired, right? This is what I'm talking about. For a lot of jobs, like you'll see people in like grocery stores, Target, retail shops, fast food places. No one is allowed to sit down. No one is allowed to not look busy. Like, I mean, no one is allowed to not, that's double negative, but whatever. No one is allowed to not look busy. You always have to look busy at McDonald's. If you're not allowed to sit and stand and like linger. You're not allowed to like, say like you just had a lunch rush, right? And you're done, right? You're done. Like there's no more customers. You can take a deep breath. Like, whew, girl, that was a lot of people. We finally cleared them out. We got them out of here, right? Your manager will come up immediately and say something like, hey, can you wipe down the counters? Hey, can you go clean up in the place? Oh, can you go restock some stuff? Can you, like, it's a part of their thing. I really believe it's a part of their programming, like their training. You have to stay busy. Because if you're seen leaning or something, they're like, oh, if you're leaning, you can clean. Like, that's literally a phrase. Like, if you're leaning, you're cleaning or something like that. Lean and clean or something. But basically, you're not allowed to be human. You're not allowed to be tired, right? So all the while, you're being tired and monitored by corporate. Every movement is being watched by somebody. Every movement is being watched by somebody, right? Like your, yes, Gabriella, yes. It's against policy for workers to sit down or linger, or even talk with colleagues for too long. Exactly. Everybody's looking fearful. And like, if you ever go into a McDonald's when it's slow, the reason why you might not see people at the front place, like greeting people, is because they're working. They're working, or they're sneaking away to eat a nugget or something, or a fry, right? Like people are stressed. So from the time you clock in to the time you leave, you are moving, constantly moving, doing something, fixing something. So yes. Thank you for sharing that. That makes sense. I had a manager basically tell me, like, she would use these phrases called like wipey dipey, meaning like, oh, if there's no one here, wipe down the ice cream machine. I don't care if that thing is sparkling. They want you to go wipe over it again. They want you to mop again. They want you to sweep again. Oop, sorry. Marissa says, if that doesn't mirror plantation dynamics, hello, like, are we here? The crack of the whip, essentially, for $6.25 an hour, mind you, to stay in motion, to give the illusion of busyness. Not that you're actually doing anything, But the illusion to make the overseers, the managers feel good and productive, because you're just busying yourself. There's nothing actually happening, especially like when you're working like the off times. Nothing is happening. Oh my gosh. Hi, Layla M. Fighting for my life, restocking the freezer. Listen, listen. Restocking the freezer for the meats, for the fries. We're tired. How many milks do we need up here? You know what I'm saying? How many apples do you like? Yeah. Ooh, anyone worked at El Pollo Loco? I have not, but I would love to hear your experience. I have not. Listen, eating nuggets in a walk-in freezer, period. Because when else you gonna eat? And that's not like people, I will say, people, one thing I did enjoy was like sneaking food. It's not, well, sneaking, sure. But we would eat on the clock. It is what it is. Call it theft. I don't care. I'm overworked. I'm stressed out. I'm burnt out. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. This part, catching hypothermia just to look busy. Exactly. Yes, I hated the micromanagement when I worked at Macy's. Yep. We couldn't even smile at each other. Managers thought we were goofing off. Right. And like, what if you were smiling at each other? For me, like, I love seeing people, like, I like going to Aldi's. I know there's no S, but it's the black in me. But I like going to Aldi's, and I enjoy seeing the cashier sitting in a chair, because why can't they sit in a chair and scan? I'm confused. Why can't they sit down and do their job? It's again because we are so obsessed with pain and punishment. We are obsessed with pain and punishment. We think that joy can't be a good motivator for someone to do their job well. What? Yes, Aldi is amazing. It's cheap. It's affordable. Yeah. LOL, when my Fed came to America, his first job was at Jack in the Box. Okay, yes. He sat down. We don't have one where we are, but yes, Jack in the Box. He sat down, and for those who don't have, Jack in the Box is like I think it's like a burger place too. Like it's like a fast food place. He sat down when there was nothing to do and they told him he couldn't do that. He said, "We aren't doing anything." Exactly. Like, what a concept. If there's nothing happening, why can't I sit down? For my serving jobs, it was often like that too, but it was a little different. But yes, same, just constantly moving. Hi, Thrifty Simplicity. Hello. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. That's what it is. That's it. That's what it is. My manager at a mini golf place would say to us, like, what? How about y'all, like, what? But yes. Or if you get caught sitting, they say that legally counts as your break already. Yep, exactly. Your little 15 minutes, that was you sitting down. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so being tired. They're more concerned, like I said, they're more concerned with time than service. Like these fast food places, these stores, they're more concerned with their money, their bottom dollar, with efficiency and with time rather than service. Like that's how they measure goodness. Not the quality of the product or the food for that matter, not the quality of the customer's experience. They don't really care about that. They care about money and getting people in and out as quickly as possible, because the quicker you can get them in and out, the quicker you can get more people in and out. It's about more. Right? So holding customers' food out the window, I hated that. It felt dehumanizing. But they made me do it. Like, hold the food out the window. I don't want to do that. No, like it's cold. Why would I do that? Managers breathing down your neck, customers fussing at you, like, because we're all stressed out. Food waste is another thing I didn't like about my job. Food waste was a big thing, at McDonald's. And so they count food waste as like money that they're losing. The food don't cost that much. Okay. It don't cost that much. But like they manage the food. And so there's a lot of food being wasted. And there's also a lot of hungry people, right? So like, what I did like about the McDonald's that I worked at is that when people who were hungry came to us and asked like, "Hey, do you all have a sandwich or something?" we would just give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I did like. The managers that I worked with were very caring and like, yeah, absolutely. But we had to feed them like after the rush was done, because like if corporate caught wind that we were just giving away food, then we would get in trouble. But like, I love that people were being humane. The managers that I worked with, like, yeah, sure. You know, we got a McChicken. We got a what do you call it? McDouble or whatever the heck. Would you like that? Would you like a fry? And set them up nice, because why not? The food's going to waste anyway. Because when people create a sandwich, right, say for the rush at 12 o'clock, we know that, okay, people are probably going to order a lot of double cheeseburgers. They're probably going to order a lot of quarter pounders, right? So these sandwiches are made like they make a lot of these sandwiches, right, in excess, just to have it on hand to get people out the way, right? And so like because of that, sometimes after the rush is done, we realize, oh, wow, we have like 5 extra hamburgers that nobody's going to eat. I'm not going to eat that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to eat that. So let's give it to somebody who needs it. So so I'm happy when people come in and ask for food. And for those of you who might be struggling with hunger, I would suggest to you, like during times when it's not rushing, like not lunch, not breakfast lunch rush, but like maybe like 3:00, 2:00, right? These kinds of times, go in there and ask. If you're hungry, go and ask. Like, do you have a sandwich? You know, there's always a risk that they might say no, but they might say yes. Because you might run into a worker like me or like a manager that I had and be like, sure, absolutely. What would you like? You know, because there is food that goes to waste. There's a lot of food that goes to waste at McDonald's. So take advantage of that. Seriously. And I'm not being I'm being serious. Like, if you're hungry, go and ask. The worst they can say is no. Then you go to the next McDonald's and ask. Because somebody's going to say yes. Somebody's going to say yes. Okay. Yes. These working environments create fear and stress and anxiety for everyone. The constant yelling. If you go into a McDonald's, it's very noisy. A lot of beeping. There's a lot of machines beeping at once. A lot of yelling in the back. A lot of, especially like during a rush, right? Running around, jumping from place to place. It's a high stress environment. Very, very high stress. Having to look busy. Like I said, I hate that. I hate having to look busy because there's no resting. There's no resting at your job. By the time you clock in to the time you clock out, you're running around. You're running around doing something. And then if it gets too slow, they just send you home. You're not able to even make any money. So on one hand, you're hoping that it's busy enough that you don't get sent home early, or maybe you want to get sent home early. I was grateful for those days too. But when you really need money, you're like, I don't want to go home early. But if there are no customers because they don't want to pay you, because they literally are measuring like how much pay and labor is going out versus how many people are coming to order food. You feel me? So if there's not a lot of people ordering food, there's not a lot of money coming in, but there's a lot going out, using air quotes, going out paying you by the hour. So they will send you home first, right? Because they're not making money. That's another thing I didn't like. Because for some people, this was their full-time job. For me, you can send me home. That's fine. I got to go to my second job anyway. You can send me home, right? Because I need to clock in. I need to see if they got an extra shift for me at Applebee's down the street, right? But for other people who this is their only job, they're not able to make the money they need. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So that like being sent home early, no resting. If caught not doing anything, they'll give you a task to do, even if you're working with customers. I've seen this happen. Literally, like I'm taking orders in the back and somebody's Alicia, can you make some sweet tea? I'm taking orders from a customer. Can you do both at the same time? We need sweet tea now. We need it right now. Right? Multitasking, being stressed out, sweet mopping, wipey diapy. Again, these are all words that are triggering to me right now. I talked about the story before, how I had a manager come to me and say, hey, can you carry this thing? You're tall, so you're strong. So she used me for all the manual labor. Whenever she was with me, and she was also the skinny white woman. And I got problems with that. That makes me so mad today, but I didn't have the language I knew I was frustrated, but I didn't know why. Like, I was like, something about this feels wrong. It feels off. But the skinny white woman came to me and asked me in a black woman body, you look strong. You do this work. No. And after a while, I started telling, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Homegirl, absolutely. I'm going home. She and I would get into these tiffs because she knew that she was using me. Like she knew that I was the person because I am kind and I'm not going to give her all the lip and all the pushback, right? But she tried it. She tried it a lot. And her little white woman privilege wore off for me real quick. Because who are you calling strong? Based off of what? You never saw me lift nothing. You don't know how strong I am. What? Anyway, but yes, I'm just like being triggered all over again. But yes. I didn't like that at my job. I was treated like a criminal for resting, for getting fatigued, and for getting tired. I didn't like that I had to ask permission to go to the bathroom. I didn't like that. I'm grown. I didn't like that. Yeah. And I, again, being made to feel like I'm guilty for resting, for being human. I did not like that. You're moving constantly and your body hurts and there's no sitting allowed. And they give you these shoes, but when you're standing all day, your lower back hurts. It hurts. Your body is supposed to be in motion, right? Your body is supposed to rest at some point. It takes muscles to hold up your body. You're engaging your core by standing up. There is work happening by you just existing, right? But that was not honored. And so, yeah, and people were eating in between the food because of the busyness. So when you work at McDonald's, you get a free meal on your break. Your break is 30 minutes long, so you can't go anywhere. It's 30 minutes long. You eat on the job, right? And then you go clock in. What I didn't like is that while I was on break, because I can't leave the campus, if I'm on break and I'm mid bite and they need me on the front line or in the drive-through, they take me off of my break. So technically, a lot of times you didn't even get a full break. You didn't get a full break. Yes, exactly. Walking on concrete floors all day hurts. It hurts. It wears down the body, right? Hi. Hi, I'm Age of Crocodilia. Hello. Or Crocodilia. Hello. Facts. Yes, yes, yes. Why does this sound like a plantation? Great question. The HBIC. I'm not thinking at your name, but hello. Yes, that is a great question. It's a great question. And hi. These rules are horrible. They are. They're awful. They're awful rules. So yeah, so you could be on break, but because you can't leave, they still have access to you. And like, there'll be times I'll be like, I want to go sit in my car, but my car ain't have no air conditioning. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna sit here. And like, they would call me back to come to work. And then they would promise me, oh, if you come back and work, I'll let you get off early. That hardly ever happened. Or I'll give you a free meal. And it's like, what is a free meal doing for me when I was just eating just now? I was just eating just now. So yeah. So, yes, if they like you, this is the thing. If they like you, there is some benefits and some negatives, right? If they like you, they want you. They want you on their shift. If you're a good worker, which I really was, they want you on their shift. They want you to work overtime. They want you to work on their schedule, the shift managers, right? They want you to work for them, right? So it's a good thing because you'll always be like, yeah, I can get some hours. But on the other hand, they'll work you. They'll work you hard because they know you can handle it. And that's the frustrating thing. Like, you get rewarded for doing a good job with more work, like a lot of other jobs. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of other jobs. Yeah, that part, because slavery never ended. Exactly. Wow, it seems better to go to your car and take a break. Absolutely. For those who could, absolutely. But a lot of people who work in food services, a lot of them smoked. So a lot of them had like smoke breaks. And I never took a smoke break because I didn't smoke. But at my next job, which we'll get to, I started taking smoke breaks and sitting outside in the sun. If y'all gonna be out here, why can't I be out here? You know? So yeah, so there were ways that I found time for myself, but that's the problem. Like, you have to find time for yourself. It shouldn't be that way. Like, there should be standards for like, oh, this is when you clock in, this is when you need a break. But it hardly ever works out that way, you know? Yeah, it's really hard on the body, really hard. Hi, Deb. Hello. And that's why I learned to get everything in writing. Absolutely. Because once you set a boundary with them and they know that they can't mess with you, they get irritated with you because they can't take advantage of you. But if you write it down and be like, no, you said I could leave early, period. You said I could leave early and I'm leaving early. And they do. Hi, E. Dunlap. Hello. People take advantage of good workers. No more from me. Exactly. And I really had to learn how to just do the bare minimum. I had to learn that because they will work you to death. No hyperbole. Hi, Trey Mason. Hello. Okay. Yes. Yes. So how can we be kinder? So like I said, I really wanted to talk about like this from a perspective of someone who worked at this place, but also like for those who benefit from places like this. Because even though we call these people low skill or we say they don't matter, these kinds of words that we use, it's not true. They're the ones holding us all afloat. Like they're the ones providing food. Again, feeding people is holy and sacred work. I don't care that it's fast food. I don't care, right? Like, because a lot of people can only afford fast food. And if that's the only food they can eat, they deserve to be treated well, right? But we also have to understand the people who are treating us and taking care of us. The first thing, how can we be kinder to people working in food service? Food service, like I said, is a holy act. So change your attitude. Change your attitude, how you view them. How do you view people who work in fast food? Do you see them as beneath you? Do you see them as like not serious, right? Like, it starts with us. We got to change the way that we think about people. There's no such thing as no skill or low skill labor. It's all labor. And they're laboring to bring food to us conveniently. You not in your kitchen, you not cooking, you not chopping up them potatoes to make them fries. You know what I'm saying? You're not raising the cow and then using the cow afterwards to cook with it. Right? Like, you're not making them burgers. You're not packing them burgers together. You're not ensuring that food is cooked at the right temperature to make sure you don't get sick. Everybody wants to say what's easy, and then they clock into McDonald's and they lose their mind. It's not easy. It's not an easy job. How can we better honor the people who take care of us? That's the question. That's the question. So many people and families depend on fast food to feed them and their families, to fuel their bodies, right? And they make food access convenient. We should respect them. Period. We should respect them. They're doing respectable work. Secondly, have patience. Well, before I get there, on any given day, this is a stat that I found from CDC. On any given day, this is from 2018, so the numbers have changed, of course. I'm interested to see how the numbers have changed. But on any given day, 36.6%, which is 84.4 million adults, consume fast food. 36.6% of people / 84.8 million adults consume fast food. We're not talking about their kids, right? We're talking about adults consume fast food. And most of these places thrive in food deserts, right? So in 2018, the CDC study said that non-Hispanic blacks, 42% of us, 42.4% of black folks aged 20 to 39 years old eat at fast food restaurants. Okay. Consume fast food, right? These people are the heroes. The people working in fast food are heroes who are hardly ever honored by people that they work for, by companies they work for, and by the people they serve. So they're pressed on every side to not be cared about, to not be treated kindly. And we upset they got attitudes. I would have an attitude too. And I think for me, like, this is something personal. I don't really get offended when people have an attitude with me in food service. I don't, because I know it's not about me. I don't center myself in that. They're not upset with me. They're upset about their day. They're upset about the fact that they probably want to get off early to go pick up their kid, but their manager told them they couldn't get off early, right? They got a lot of things going on. There's noise happening. They're overstimulated. They're stressed out. They're being timed. Their manager is breathing. A lot of their frustration has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. And the one thing that I can do is try to make their day easier. There are people who are outrightly rude to me. And some days I ain't got it. I'm not going to hold you. It's not every day, but some days I don't have it. But most days I'm more like, it's okay. Take your time. It's fine. And you see how people soften when they know that you're a safe space. Exactly, Nate. Exactly. Yep. I already know they probably got cussed out by 20 customers. Exactly. And I don't need to be 21, right? And they are already showing me grace by taking my food order. And I understand about customer service. I get it. But these people are stressed, underpaid, and even more underpaid. Like, they're in a lot of places, we're still fighting to get $15 an hour. We're still fighting to get $15 an hour for fast food workers. In a lot of places. And the food cost is rising, that they're seeing in real time. The price of the food raise and their paychecks still stay the same. You know how insulting that is? Like, what is it? Like a meal at McDonald's now is like easily $10, 10, 12, 13, around that. 15 maybe on a good day. I know I went to go eat at a fast food place recently and easily spent like $15. And I was like, dang, I could have just went to the I could have just went to the restaurant. And it's cheaper than going to the grocery store. What I got was cheaper than making it at home. This is a wild time we're living in. But yes, like, they're seeing the cost raise and their pay not increasing. And so for me, whenever I see someone being rude, I see it as like a challenge. Like, I'm gonna be kind to you. I'm gonna be kind to you because you deserve it, because you're having a bad day. You're having an awful day, right? And even if sometimes the grace that I give is like, I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to get upset with me that I came in. Because you'll see sometimes, because I've been there. There have been times where I've come into a McDonald's, and as soon as I walk into the door, they're rolling their eyes. Like, oh. And I could take that personally and be like, oh, I just got here. But it's not about me. They probably just had a rush. And they're like, another one? Golly. We can't get a break. We can't rest. We can't sit down. We always got to be cleaning and moving. Dang, here comes somebody else. Oh my God. I can't get a break. I just need 5 minutes of quiet. That's what they think. And they're not thinking about me. They don't know who I am. So I go in and I keep my order as simple as possible. I try to be easy with them, patient with them, because I am human and I get frustrated too, right? But a lot of people are very mean when they're hungry. A lot of people are mean in general, but a lot of people are very mean when they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, just be patient. Have grace with people. Yes, so they're the heroes. So like I said, have patience. It's kind of ridiculous to yell at a fast food worker over a McDonald's, over a McDouble, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what? There is no we or you. Learn to say I. I don't know what that means. Please explain. But yes, like, have patience. You cussing out somebody in a parking lot over a McChicken? Are you okay? And what is also interesting is seeing how working in fast food also shows you how stressed out people are. In the morning time, the reason why, and I'm not saying it's okay, because it's not. It's not okay to cuss out nobody in no fast food. Like, they're not doing nothing to you but trying to serve you your food, okay? But I also understand that a lot of people who are on their way to work are stressed out. They need that coffee to give them energy. They need that. They need this thing to give them a hit to wake up. They're rushing. They're like, can I afford to get a I'm gonna get a what do you call those with the cake? McGriddle. I'm gonna get a McGriddle and a coffee, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they realize, oh shoot, I don't have enough time, right? So this is like, we're all under pressure and we're fighting each other because we're all stressed out by the same people. The same 5 people who own everything. We are all stressed out by them. But the person working at McDonald's is not my enemy, and it's not fair for me to explode on them. And as I worked at McDonald's, it's not fair for me to explode on customers either. If a customer is trying it, I will get my manager quickly. Oh, let me get a manager for you. I'm real quick to do that because you're not about to argue with me. You're not about to fight with me. I will get a manager to help you out, to give you what you need. Okay? 3, people working at fast food places are under a lot of manufactured pressure. It's not even real, just manufactured stress, right? Time drive-throughs and interactions with people, right? And they're often doing more than one job or subjected to high temperatures, right? And in the summertime working at McDonald's, it's hot in there. It's hot. A lot of times we have the back door open because it's cooking, it's frying, it's moving around, it's fast-paced. They're overheated, they're overstimulated. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, right? So they're often doing more than one job and subjected to intense temperatures or heat or cold. So if you're working in a drive-through window, it's hot. There might be wasps. That's another thing. Bees love the drive-through window. They love it. There might be wasps in the window. It's hot in the window. You get the exhaust from the car, the heat from the car coming in the window. Then when it's cold, you're freezing. Your hands are cold. You're dealing with money. You're holding out cold drinks to people. It sucks. It sucks. Be thoughtful. Even with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has this thing where they, in the wintertime, unless, okay, yeah, but I don't know what that means, singularity. What does that mean? People use we instead of I. Yeah, as a general we, like people, we people, right? Like we're all here together. So it's we for all those who are tuned in. But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, at Chick-fil-A. So people in Chick-fil-A, unless I asked the person who worked there, because I was like, why are y'all out here? Why are y'all out here and it's like 40 something degrees outside and there's no one here? Like, why are you out here? And they said, and I might have the temperature wrong, but they said unless it drops under like 39 degrees or something like that, 39 degrees or 40, something like that. Unless it drops down underneath, they have to stay outside to take our order. Is that necessary? No, it's extra. It's extra. It's unnecessary. But like, because they like the look and the presentation and they like to like, and I told her, I was like, it's never that serious. I don't never need nobody to wait outside in the cold for me to take my order. That's crazy. But because it gives across this feeling of like, oh, you're a customer and you're important to us, right? You're important to us. So I'm willing to be out here in the cold taking your order. It's unnecessary. So these people are being subjected to unnecessarily cold / hot conditions. In the summertime, same. Summertime, they got that little misty fan out there. It is 130 degrees out here. Why are y'all outside? Why are y'all outside? To make me feel good? I feel bad. I feel like I don't want to come here. I feel like I don't want to subject y'all to being out in the heat and the cold. If this is how y'all are being treated, why would I want to support a business like this? You know? So yes, stop looking down on people. Essentially, that's the whole point. Stop looking down on people. Hard work with little pay, no health care, no days off, no sick days, no sick leave. Hello? Like, no nothing, no protection, no income protection, no nothing. That's how that's how people working in fast food places and a lot of retail places and people working in the working class, that's what they have to deal with. If you get sick, suck salt, you're not getting paid this week. Or you got to go to work sick. And we all know how annoying it is to have that worker who is sick and you know they're sick and you're like, why are you not home? But I can't even be mad at you because you have no sick days. You ain't got no sick leave. So now everybody's getting sick. And now you're exposing your customers to potential sickness because they don't care. So they're doing a lot. Okay, I'm looking at the chat, make sure everybody's good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's good. We're all happy. We're here. I kind of, I expect people to push against this because it is what it is. It is what it is. But yes, yeah, they're doing a lot of work for you for little to no thanks. Please and thank you go a long way. I apologize goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you doing? Goes a long way, right? Because these people are doing 10 jobs at the same time with no benefit. No benefit. Let's see. Yes, they're paid the least. They're trying to pay you the least and get the most work out of you. Yeah. So you're allowed to work overtime. Okay. So overall, what would I rate my job at McDonald's? I would give it a good 6 out of 10. And the reason why I give it a 6, that's kind of generous also. I would give it a 6 out of 10 because it was, it came in clutch when I needed it, when I was at school and I couldn't get a job. When I couldn't get a job doing something else like that I didn't qualify for. When I went to college, I applied. Here we go. When I went to college, I applied to Hooters and I got rejected because they said they didn't hire women with braids. But that was also Towson. Now I don't know if I would like working at Hooters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I would mind it, but like at the same time, I realized that was anti-Black and I did not know it. I didn't know it, but I also think that they have like a uniform. They have like a look. Like Hooters has a look that they're looking for. Very, well, I guess it depends. Honestly, it depends. It depends. But you would think like curvy. You would think like, oh, whatever. Basically, it felt like she told me, oh, you're not pretty enough. That's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like, oh, you're Black. You're too Black for our Towson clientele. And to be fair, Towson is a pretty mixed area, but mostly like white. And so I think like they were like, oh, I don't know if you'll translate well with our clientele, which is whatever. It is whatever. But also, no, you tried it. That could have been a lawsuit. That I could have had some money. That could have been a lawsuit. But anyway, because you're not telling me like I'm a server, like I have experience, like, and the only reason why you're not hiring me is because I have braids, which can be taken out, by the way. Like, what's going on? What's going on, honey? But yes, but yeah, overall, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't, so when I applied to other jobs, right, I was able to, fall back on, and I don't want to use that phrasing because I know that that's like people's job. So please, I don't mean any disrespect when I mean that. I just mean that, oh, I can always get a job at McDonald's. Like, that's how I felt at college. Like, oh, I need money quickly. I'm in a bind. Let me go work at McDonald's. And that's what I did. And they saved my butt a lot of times, and I'm grateful for that job. So the generosity was more like I might have given it like an extra 3 points because it was, it came in clutch. But yes, but McDonald's definitely trauma bonded me. Hello, like they traumatized me. Okay, and like I kept coming back. But it was a lot of I realized, and abuse sounds very harsh, but that's exactly what it is. Like when somebody, I'm sorry. That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. You're a little too ethnic for our liking. Exactly. Braids. Oh, that's too ethnic. Like, that's so wild. But yes, I agree. Child of 83. Yes. But yeah, so it sounds strong to say that McDonald's was abusive. However, like when a job goes between, I was gonna say like vacillates, when a job goes between complimenting you and tearing you down, and complimenting you and like praising you for all the hard work that you do, but then tearing you down when you mess up and like making you feel like you can't do anything else and like you're not in our good graces and like you have to perform for our approval and for your pay, that is abusive. That's abusive. And I feel like McDonald's was very abusive in that way. There were some good points and times, but it's also trying to find the good points in the bad times. So Yeah, so I would give it a 6 out of 10. I see some of you all's ratings. Let's see. Hold on. I give Taco Bell a 4 out of 4 out of 10. Yolanda, I would love to hear your experience. I gotta have a live where people come up and that's what I want to do. Let me write this down. I want to have people come up and talk about their positions, their jobs, because I think that would be so dope. Because obviously, like, my experience is only, like, it's only so, I can't speak to every experience is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I would love that. But yes, if you want to, it's no pressure, by the way, no pressure. But next time we'll have like hey, let's talk about your jobs in the past. Okay, yes. Yeah, so maybe in real life, a 3 out of 10. But again, like I said, it came in clutch. And also when I was in high school, I could work and I could play sports and I could be a part of all the clubs and stuff like that. And they honored my schedule. And I think what they were really hoping is that after I graduated, I would become a manager, and I didn't do it. I left. So, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, yes. This is the narcissistic abuse cycle. Yes, taking you very high to drop you very low, complimenting you to like harm you, like narcissistic abuse. Exactly. Yes. McDonald's is abusive. From my experience. McDonald's is abusive. Yes. It was my first job at 16. Hi, Chloe Pickett. Hello. And same. Yes. Hello. But yeah, they didn't want to hire me because I had braids. Oh, hi, Margaret. Yes, braids are pretty. Braids are gorgeous. But I just don't think that I would, I don't think their clientele, which is what white men, would get it. Or maybe they would. Who knows? I don't know. Nate says, I give Shake Shack a 3 out of 10. Fair. I would love to hear about your Shake Shack experience. Their burgers are so good. They hurt my stomach, but they're so good. It's a problem. The fries are good too. And I will say, I don't really go to Taco Bell. I don't know what it is about it. I'm afraid. I got a sensitive stomach, but also like, yeah. Aw, thank you, Candy. I appreciate that. Low key, okay? Low key, high key. Child of 83 says understaffing can be miserable. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Can be misassembled for the current employees. Miserable, is that what you mean? Or misassemble? But yes, it can be miserable. Absolutely. And that's all I can ask for, Margaret. At least I got some job experience. Exactly. Yes. Because your girl had braids. Yes, most McDonald's are franchises. Yeah. That's why I was saying like earlier, like McDonald's actually is like a what do you call it? Oh my gosh, it starts with an R. Real estate. It's a real estate company. They buy the land and they build the building, and I think like they have to pay back on the building, the owners of it, like the franchisee, is that how that works? The franchisee has to pay the rent and all this other stuff. Like McDonald's is making out like a fat rat. Okay. Aw, Moon Warrior Turtle. I worked at a Taco Bell in my teens with a Yolanda. Oh no, it's all good. I figured it's all good. It's no, you can spell. We all misspell things. Miserable. Understood. You mean like the time we got robbed, or when 4 teenagers came through the drive-thru dressed in KKK clothing, or when I got that nacho cheese thrown on me at the... I'm so sorry, Yolanda. This is the abuse that people are talking about. I am so sorry. That should not have happened. And all you're doing is trying to feed people. We're so mean and rude to customers. To people working in customer service. We're so mean. I'm laughing at this, Nate, and not at you, Jesse. Don't let me get up there. We'll be up there for 5 hours. Period. I'm down. Yes. Hi, Braids. Like Randy, it's good to see you. And yes, we'll do it. We will do it. Wow. I hadn't thought of low skill jobs. I worked at McDonald's too. Yep. Brutal. Yep. I would rather never work in places like that again, but I have profound respect for people in service and hospitality. And that's all that's asked, right? And hi, Jesse. Hello. And yes, same. I don't want to go back to McDonald's. If I had to, I would, right? And I could, but I don't want to. And also like you, like I respect everyone who works in fast food. And I don't say stupid stuff like, it's not stupid, but I don't say things like, when are you going to get a real job? I don't say things like, oh, this is just a stepping stone. When are you going to go back to school to get X? I don't understand why. This is my belief. I believe that people working at McDonald's or Taco Bell or Marshall's or Shake Shack or wherever, right? I believe that all those people deserve to have a livable wage with benefits, with time off, with sick days, the whole package, healthcare, all of it. all the things you don't get. People who work in fast food and customer service positions and in working class, they deserve, period. McDonald's can afford it, by the way. They don't need anyone to cape for them. They have money, okay? They have a lot of money. And one of the ways that they cut costs is by not taking care of the people who work for them. So that last video that I posted, well, I can't even remember what it was about. Oh, stop telling people to live within their means, right? There are people who are working this kind of job, suffering for your McChicken, suffering, right? And you have the nerve to spit on them and tell them what they don't deserve. Did you eat at McDonald's this week or this month or this year? Have you gone to a fast food restaurant? Why don't they deserve health care so that you can keep getting your products? Imagine, like, if we took care of the people who work to serve their communities, they can serve their communities better. And you get to enjoy your little, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but in your McChicken or your McDouble. There's no reason why we would not support. There's no reason why I would not. I'll speak for myself. There's no reason why I would not support people working in fast food making a livable wage, not the bare minimum. Okay, I'm talking a livable wage. I don't see the problem with it. And McDonald's should foot the bill. So that's what I wanted to say about McDonald's and my experience with McDonald's. Nobody really had any questions. And I love that a lot of y'all had experiences working in fast food or even witnessing people working in fast food. Let's see. Hi, E. Dunlap. Fast food and direct support caregiver type jobs. No, people don't appreciate them. Yep. And take advantage of my labor. Exactly. It's so amazing to see people in real time say that people who work in fast food or retail or in the service industry or with blue collar jobs, even, like, that they don't matter, or people in construction or people who work manual labor or day laborers, like, that we don't need them, yet everyone depends on these people. Something's not making sense. So, like, something is not true. Either you don't, like, okay, so if you don't support paying them well, then don't use their services. And I'd like to see you get far. If you don't support people getting paid well for day laboring, right? Or for farming, for even my friends who be out in front of freaking, what do you call it? Home Depot, Lowe's, these kinds of things. I'd like to see the world go on without them. It wouldn't. So to say that they don't deserve a livable wage is wild. It's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation. That's fair. I don't blame you, poets and rhymers. Listen, if you have choices, if you have options, that's awesome. That is fair, okay? Because their prices are getting ridiculous. And that's why I'm saying they can afford it. They can afford it because they're making us foot the bill for their loss. Like, a lot of these companies actually don't need to inflate their prices. They're not losing any money. They're just using COVID or, other issues and other things happening in the world as a reason to ramp up their pricing. That's it. They don't need to charge that much. But yes. I agree, Chloe. We have got to do better. Yep. Of supporting all of our workers at every level. Because if there's a gap, it's all going to fall apart. Hi, Quibala Shabazz. Hello. Please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Please correct me. But people want their McDonald's fresh and hot, don't they? Exactly. Then people who provide that service should be compensated well enough so they can do that job well. There's no such thing as low-skilled jobs. Period. Hard stop. Close the book. There's nothing to debate about. I agree with this completely. There's nothing to debate. Because do you know how to cook food on the fly in your car? No, you rely on somebody else's skill to do that. Right? And again, all the jobs that I listed, hopefully this gives you a better insight of, like, all the things that people who work in fast food or retail do. And in retail, it's the same, right? They're not just, and I don't mean, like, just as in, like, this is a small task, but, like, they don't just have one job. There are multiple jobs that are happening at the same time that you can't see, but you benefit from. You need me to clean the restaurant so you don't get sick, so you don't fall and slip and hurt yourself, so your kids can play in the playpen and not catch, something. Kids be catching everything and spreading everything. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to do that. You want a nice toilet when you go to the bathroom? For those of you who use public bathrooms, somebody has to clean it and stock it. That's a very, like, intimate job. it's very intimate. And the way that we treat things in America, or in the West specifically, like, we're so disconnected from things. Like, I was having this conversation, and this is a conversation for later, but I was thinking about the way that we eat, right? The way that we eat in America. And I say America because this is my context. I don't, that's my only, and very specifically Eastern America. Okay. So I don't, I can't speak for everybody. But the fact that, like, a lot of us in the West have been programmed to look down on people who eat with their hands. I'm going somewhere, right? We're looking down on people who eat with their hands, who which is a lot of the world, by the way. A lot of the world eat with their hands, and they have like the hand washing thing, water. They use one specific hand for one thing and one specific hand for another thing. And I was thinking about how, like, the West convinces us that is somehow barbaric. It's not. I don't believe it, by the way. But they have convinced us that it's somehow, like, beneath us, like, that it's barbaric to eat with our hands, right? But the way that we eat our food is actually very barbaric. Forks and knives, okay, that's fine, right? It's fine. But, like, even, like, fine dining, it's such a cold experience. It is not a very, like, what is the words? Help me. It's not a very, like, honoring experience. We don't honor the food that is on our plate. We don't want to touch our food. It's like, we see touching the food that feeds us and heals our bodies as beneath us. It's weird. The way that we look at food is very, like, I'm better than you. And I really feel like the way that we look at things that we need, that remind us of our humanity and how dependent we actually are, the less we respect those things. It's something about that. I'm still chewing on it. There's something there for me. Like, there's something there for me to, like, try to dig up. The things that we need the most, because they make us feel human, because of our pride and our ego and our arrogance, right? We look down on the most. Because how dare you remind me of my humanity? I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there eventually, and I'm gonna write it out, and I'm gonna share it with y'all when I get there. But, like, I really do think that the way that we eat, and the way that we look at other people who eat with their hands, like, eating is a holy experience. In a lot of cultures, feeding other people is a sacred experience, right? It's an act of love. Like, here, I'm feeding you. I'm giving nourishment to your body. Like, that's how much I love you. I want to share this experience with you. For me, I love sharing my food. I love that. I love getting a plate and sharing my food with people. Like, here, try this, right? Like, do this, right? Because I want to share the experience with you, right? That's an intimate experience for me. But a lot of us, we're not very intimate with our food. We have no appreciation for our food. All the hands that allow this food to come here to our table. We don't think about those things. We don't eat mindfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think that this spinach better give me my sustenance, right? As opposed to, wow, like, whose hands were on the spinach leaf before it got to my plate? Who picked this for me? Wow, I'm so grateful for that. And then, like, wow, I want to be intimate with my food because my food is not disgusting. It's something that is, like, it's something that is sacred and holy and necessary for me to survive. Like, I'm all over the place, y'all. I haven't found my ground yet, but, like, that's where I am. Like, I see like, oppression and, like, hierarchy in everything. And I find people, like, when eating with their hands or feeding their loved ones and that is an act of love. It is an act of, like, almost like humility without, like, having to, like, cut yourself in half. But I mean, like, it's sobering. That's what I want to use. Like, it's sobering. It's grounding. It's like, wow, like, I'm feeding myself and I'm feeding someone else. Thank you. MJ, shout out to you. Giving words where words are needed. The relationship with food is either transactional or consumerist. Getting as much as possible, as quickly as possible, consuming the experience. Thank you, MJ. Yes. 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 It's almost like we enslave our food. We also see our food as slaves, as something that we demand nourish us, as opposed to, like, receiving it and asking it to nourish us. Y'all are saying some good stuff. Let me see. Let's see. Hi, Vanessa. It's good to see you. Hi. I work in housekeeping. People always call us maids. Yeah, no. I'm not nobody's maids. We don't get respect. They would trash the rooms, no tips, but I'm so sorry. But yet they want this 5-star stay. That part. Thank you for sharing this. That gave me chills because that made me upset. That made me really upset. And I love you. I love you, by the way. This is my cousin, y'all. But yes. Trash the room, leaving no tips. Like, did y'all know that y'all are supposed to tip when y'all stay in a hotel room? Because somebody has to clean it. And tipping, we'll get into that later. How tipping comes from enslavement as well, y'all. It's a whole thing. But yes, yes, agreed, Vanessa, agreed. Hi, Maya Spikes writes. It's always good to see you. I did food delivery, DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc. during the pandemic. The fact that some people think that's a low skill job is wild. That is wild. That is wild because if it was so low skill, they can go do it themselves, couldn't they? They could do it themselves. That's like what? Making something convenient for someone is a skill. Making something easier for someone is a skill. Not everybody can do that. Some people complicate things, okay? They make it chaotic. But yes, yes. Asians eat their food with gloves. Fair. Yeah, yeah. And I think though I learned about culture, I'm not well learned about everyone's culture, right? But I'm thinking about like the way that society looks down on folks, especially like from the continent of Africa specifically. I see a lot of people looking down. Like we have a big Ethiopian population where like near where I am, and so a lot of them eat with their hands, right? A lot of them like eat with their hands, or like even we have a lot of like West African population here too. So eating with their hand, like that, it's a thing. It's a thing. But a lot of people like here's like, oh y'all don't eat with forks and knives. It's like no, like just eat the food, right? But yes, a lot of Asians eat with their food with their gloves. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you. But even that, right? Like are they still holding it? I guess I'm just asking that question, but yeah. Marissa says the fact that you can treat people like that and not be affected tells me you're not truly human. Because even if I pop off on someone and it is like, oh, you asked for this, I still feel bad. I still be feeling bad. I'd be like, oh, I should have done that. Like there's something in me that's like, oh no, that's kin, that's human. That's a person. They're having a human experience. You've never gone off on somebody before. You've never misspoke or like got frustrated or like spoke out of turn. Other people do it too. Grace. Just like you want grace, give grace. Child of 83, hello. We look down for people that eat with their hands, yet many people in the West don't wash their hands after going to the bathroom in this developed country. I literally watched me and my husband watched somebody talk about how she don't wash her hands after using the bathroom. And she saw a friend or like a colleague or something in the bathroom and she don't wash her hands either. And she's like, oh my God, I'm glad that you don't wash your hands either. What? Maybe y'all do need to eat with forks and knives. Like, no offense, okay? Because that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Ooh, I love that. Our McDonald's bathroom was always clean. I love a clean bathroom. I love that. And it takes work to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Lawana Dean. Hello, Lawana Dean. We eat pizza, burgers, tacos, and fries with our hands here. Exactly. And all those foods, like, and it's so sad because even food is like placed in a caste system. Isn't it awful? Like, even the food that you eat is placed in a caste system, in a class system. Yolanda says, true story, when I worked at Joann's Fabrics, a woman came in and rode one of those carts and then proceeded to drive right out of the store and down the street. Well, that's theft. That's theft. Yikes. And guess who went? I'm not chasing. Okay, girl. Okay. No offense. No, like, I'm not saying that that's okay to do, but like, Joann Fabrics, y'all got it. Chloe says hospitals would fall apart. Yep, without maintenance and environmental stuff. Exactly. Staff, excuse me. Exactly. The environmental staff, they're the ones that stop disease. They're the ones that clean up bodily fluids. They're the ones that dispose of the needles and things like that. Like, they're the ones keeping us alive. Oh, thank you. Okay, it's Quabila. Ooh, that's so pretty. Quabila. I love that. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for sharing that. Quabila. Okay. And if I said it again wrong, you can correct me again. I'm not going to be offended. But yes, thank you. Braids Like Brandy says, I'm in higher ed in student life, and they say the same thing about us too. It's not about degree. It's about people don't respect each other in this country. That exactly. Because the thing is, if you're not respecting someone because of their degree or their qualifications or something, you are looking for a reason to disrespect them. That's all it tells me. You want to disrespect people. You're just looking for a reason to do it. And again, I don't mean people who disrespect you. I just mean like, what I'm talking about, Braids Like Brandy. But yes. I'm talking, and I always feel, and I was having this conversation with somebody recently, And how when I post my videos, a lot of people watch my videos with no nuance, no like critical thinking. And so now I feel like I always have like over explain myself because like I don't want people to misunderstand, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to insult you all's intelligence. It's not y'all who is causing the drama, it's other people. But yes, I agree. If you are disrespecting somebody because of their degree, how they're dressed, like how they speak, what else? What music they're listening to, where they work, you are looking for a reason to disrespect people, period. And you're looking for a reason to disrespect them because you think you're better than them or you think that you have to be better than them. You know what I'm saying? Let me scroll down. Let me scroll down. Can we talk about the manipulation and the mind games the delivery apps play on the delivery drivers? That's a whole different topic. I would love to hear about that. So I have not done delivery driving things because I'm scared. People are crazy. But yes, that's a whole different topic. These apps play with gig workers' dopamine like a casino. Yes, I'm sure. And I would love to hear about that. So yes, we're definitely gonna have the call in and talk thing, because I would love to hear about that. I would love that. Yeah, there's so many really gross Instagram, TikTok channels that seem geared towards just making Indian culture look bad. Yep. Just because it doesn't mirror the US. And like, why are we using the US as a standard for anything? The US is bullies. The US are cheaters, abusers. Why are they the standard for anything? Why are we using them as a standard for anything? They cripple the whole world. Like, and I don't mean that in the ableist way. I mean like they literally harm the entire world. What is what I'm looking for? Maybe that wasn't the best use, so forgive me. But they harm the world in order for them to swoop in and save the day, which is really just trying to them use their resources. They like to harm countries to take control of other countries and to gain access for themselves in those countries. Why are we using America for any standard? You know? But yes, I agree, Carl Michelson. Hello. Oh, yay. Let's see. American relationship with food is why the bird flu is on the rise now. Listen, I be praying and eating, okay? Because when you realize, and we'll get into the food serving later on, but even food service, when you realize we're putting the trust, and this is the thing, this is why I don't believe y'all. This is why I don't believe people who say that fast food is a low-skill job, because if you did, you wouldn't be working there. Because if it's a low-skill job, why would you eat there? If you can get sick, I've gotten sick twice from Chipotle. I understand, and I also worked in food service. I understand how easy it is to get people sick with food, right? And so if it doesn't require any skill, tell me what the temperature is in the food to make sure it's well done. People can't do it. What is the temperature? You don't know. How long can you keep food in this container waiting for it to be plated? How long until food dies? That's a phrase used in food service. How long? You don't know, because you don't have the knowledge, nor do you have the skill. You're trusting in the skills of people making your sandwich and your food to not get you sick. So they have skills on how to do it with care and not get you sick, but you're calling them low skill, but you need somebody else to do it for you? That'll make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Anywho. Oh, yes. Yes, my grandma was a housekeeper. Yeah. Looking back on our census, the census for my family, a lot of the women in my family kept house. I mean, that also entailed other things, right? But like kept house. Yeah, exactly. A lot of the world eats with their hands. It's not a new concept, right? Like, but we think it's just like, oh, like I'm too classy for that. What? Eat the taco, right? Like eat the food. My you know, my entry into I guess like more like Latin food. It was interesting because I'm like, how do I eat this? I'm a person. I'm growing up, y'all. Okay, I'm growing up, but I'm a person. I don't like my food to touch. It's a thing. It's a texture thing. I don't like my green beans to make my chicken wet and like the mac and cheese get soggy. I'm a texture person. I have things about textures and like how things feel on my hands. Like I'm very like, you know, it matters to me. But like, I really had to come out of my American privilege. And I really had to be like, Alicia, eat the food. Like just eat the food, right? It had to be a practice. I'm doing better now. But it had to be a practice for me to like, oh, let me allow this food to touch. Period. Period, Nate. Exactly. 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 Yes, if it's low skill job, why would you work there? Yeah. Also, if we're treating it as low skill, then why? This is why people get sick. Exactly. Exactly. That's why people get sick. The rushing, the hurrying up, because when you're rushing, you're cutting corners. You know what I'm saying? But yes, like it doesn't make sense. Like y'all are lying to yourselves, and we've been taught to lie to ourselves because we have to come up with a reason why we need to disrespect these people and see them as less than and not want to be them. So I'll just say that you're low skill, even though you're keeping all of us from getting sick. It is I promise y'all, it is very easy to get sick from food. It's very easy. It's not that hard. And there are people who are literally saving your life, giving you food that is healthy, throwing food away on time, taking it off the grill in time, checking the temperature to make sure you're not getting sick. That's skill. While doing 50 million other things at the same time, you know? But yes, exactly. There are so many standards with working with food. You need training. Like I've taken so many trainings with food service. There's so much training, so many hours that I've dedicated to learning how to handle food, learning how to properly clean restaurants, even though I'm not no janitor, okay? We're learning how to clean restaurants because you have to know. What chemicals can you use together? Which ones do you not use together? You know, this is the stuff that you should know, by the way, so that we're not getting sick. But yes, yes. Yes, yes, okay. Okay, good. Okay, as long as we're there. We're going somewhere. We're getting there. Yes, yes. Oh, no, no, no. I didn't, no, Yolanda, I didn't think that you were making fun of her size. No, 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 no. No, not my intention to make fun of her, but our manager was making fun of her all, and she was right behind them. So period. Okay, then take that card. Period. I'd be like, get them. Yes, yes. Yes, exactly. No, it's exactly that. In the West, we have this air of being above being human. Yes, we're something greater. Exactly, exactly. And if I touch my food, then something's wrong with me. Right? I'm classy, not trashy. Shout out to all the go-go listeners in the chat, all the people from the DMV. It's a go-go song. Look up classy. Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Classy, and then we'll start to wrap up. Go-go song. Listen up. CCB, duh. It's called Classy. I'm gonna put the link. Actually, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna look up Fatty. It's my fatty. Look at my fatty. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna put the video in the chat, y'all. Check it out on your own time. But this is a classic. This is a bop in the DMV. Hold on one second. Copy. There we go. Control V, paste. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Braids Like Randy says, let's look in history when Europe had nothing and struggled to maintain food supply. Hello? They say everything black and brown people do is unskilled. That part. Excuse me. And to that point, Braids Like Brandy. Excuse me, y'all. To that point, people who don't have skills have to enslave and oppress other people to get things done. That's all I'm gonna say. People who have no skills have to enslave and oppress other people to get the things that they can't do done. So it's not us who's unskilled. You had to hire people with the skills to get the thing done, or not hire them and steal them from a land and enslave, or steal them from their own land and enslave them and work them to death. Sounds like you don't have the skills. It's all a projection. Exactly. You know how many crazy drivers you have to avoid while keeping the food safe as a delivery? Exactly. As a food delivery driver, it's exhausting. Yeah. Serve safe certificate. Wow. Child of 83. You out there in the field. Serve safe certifications. I have not heard that in so long, but yes. CCB. Thank you. Yes. Period. Okay. He came 165 degrees. Well, yes. Go is fun. It's fun. It's a great time, y'all. Oh, I'm in. They wouldn't play go-go at our school. They wouldn't play go-go at Towson. Towson would not have that. Towson hardly allowed black people to have parties. I think my husband was talking about, he went to the University of Maryland, College Park. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing that. But anyway, he went to College Park in University of Maryland, and I think at his there's a fire truck outside, but I think at his school they wouldn't allow them to play go-go because they thought it was like a violent violent genre. Low key though, they do be fighting at the go-go. I can't they do be fighting, but the music is good. The music is good. So yeah. I wish they did. They did allow go-go bands to come to Towson. The only time that they allowed a go-go band to come was like, it was like a Christian go-go band. So we had to like, no, they're Christian. It's nice. It's okay. Listen. Not trashy. Oh, yay. PG County. Same. I'm from PG as well. DMV, period. Yes. The racial gaslighting in the UK is heavy. Oh, yes. That's something that I've been learning from folks who live in the UK. Like, there are a lot of places that seem less racist. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's not as like overt, right? But it's very like low key. And like, I've been learning from people, within the diaspora, like how it actually looks like in different places, like how racism or classism plays out in these places. Yeah. And I'm so sorry. And I'm sending you so much love. Angelique, the alchemist. I love that name. Angelique. I love that. Europe wouldn't be anything without black and brown people, period. Nothing. Serve safe certifications are a must in the food industry. My husband is a fine shout out to your husband. I love that. And yes, it is a must. Absolutely. We had to sit through them hours and like, okay. There's more stuff, but it's important to know it. So yes, absolutely. That's why I'm just like, there's no way you're gonna say that's unskilled. There's no way. It ain't just like, it ain't cooking at your house. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cooking at your house. But you should still know this for your own house as well, by the way. Yay, Towson Tigers. Yes, I'm a tiger as well. That part. You got to put, and this is the thing. When I applied for jobs after working at McDonald's and like places like, Applebee's or wherever, I had to buff up that resume. You listen, if y'all are looking for other jobs, sometimes you gotta fluff up the title, right? You were more than just a crew worker. You were not just a crew member. You were environmental staff member, right? You were a janitor. You were a certified in X, Y, and Z. Use that to your advantage. Seriously. Those are skills. Don't let these people tell you that you're not skilled. You've gained a lot of skills. Crowd control. That's a skill. De-escalating situations. That's a skill. Customer service is a skill that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have soft skills. A lot of people are very rude. Don't know how to communicate with people or hear what they're saying behind what they're saying, right? Hear the frustration behind their immediate frustration to realize, oh, this is something bigger, right? Like this is something else. That's a skill. Really? That's crazy. I went to school in West Virginia and we had Chuck Brown. I'm envious. Hi, Jordan Atkins. I work in a warehouse as a material handler. I'm water spider, and people literally give me all their trash to take out at training. I'm so sorry, Jordan. You should never experience that. Ugh. And shame them into believing that they can't do or deserve better so that you can keep them there. Exactly. And that's what an abuser does. An abuser takes the wind out of your sails, so to speak. Like, you'll never be anything without me. You can't go anywhere but here. All you'll ever be is X, Y, and Z. There's something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Marissa says, okay, let's talk about the backward sanitation practices colonizers brought from Europe. Hello? Y'all are throwing waste out of a window with nowhere for it to go? Where did you think it was going to go? What did you think was going to happen? And I'm also not laughing because a lot of people passed away. A lot of people perished. But like, you want me to think that I'm backwards? Okay. Yes. Food handler certification. I just received mine. I love cooking. So yes. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. That part, Angelique, because it's low key. You can't. Yes. That's wild. It's so insidious. And it's so like, ugh, it's just gross because you can feel it, but you can't put your finger on it. Yeah. I've traveled around Europe and the number of other white people who have told me that racism doesn't exist. I'm like, dude, I don't think you're the one to say this. No, no, your privilege is why you don't think it exists. That's why you don't think it exists. And that tells me everything I need to know. Oh, Poets and Rhymers. Is that the music, Amer? Yes. Okay, so yes, Amory in her One Thing, is this one thing you got? That song was actually produced by somebody who works in the go-go scene. I forget their name, but there are elements of go-go in it. Yes, yes. Absolutely, yes. Another artist who went kind of mainstream, so Chuck Brown, Wale. I'm trying to think of people who have elements. Jill Scott's song, Ooh, It's Love. No, 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 no. Do you want it on it? What is it? It's Love, or I think it's called Love by Jill Scott. Ooh, it's love, right? Anyway, that song has go-go in it as well. That song has go. There's a band playing behind her, and that's go-go. It's that sound. It's like congos, drums, lots of those things. Cowbell sometimes. So yes, yes. I'm telling you, Alicia, you could be my husband's kin. Oh wow, PG fam. You know any Tillmans or McCants? McCants, yes. I know a Marcus McCant, but Tillmans, no. I don't think I know any Tillmans. I know somebody named Tillman, but no. But yeah, that's so dope. That's so dope. The thing is, like, PG in the DMV area is actually kind of small, and it's crazy because I've probably seen a lot of people, just like in passing. Like, it's dope. That's dope. A certified culinary technician. Period. Even begin conversations about it, because like, what are you talking about? Exactly. What are you talking about? Racism don't exist. Rare? Since when? Yep, all the skills, exactly. Multidisciplinary, exactly. And like, that's the thing, like that phrase, all of it is tied together. This phrase of like, and I talked about this before, master of none, like that phrase. I can never remember that quote. But master of none, like, but the whole phrase, quote, quote, it says, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but often better than a master of one. And that's what these jobs want. They can't hire someone just to cook the food. They can't hire, or they can, but they don't want to. They don't hire, they'd hire you to be a pocket knife. What did we say? Oh my gosh. Y'all told me the name of that knife before, where it's like multiple different knives, multiple versions of the knife, like a scissors and a file. Swiss Army knife. Like, that's who they hire. The people with all the skills. And then tell you that you're low skill. Don't let these people lie to you. But this is the post. This is the whole quote. Control V. Yes. Okay, yay. My cousins in Canada say their racism is microaggressions, more so, and the French Canadians looking down on people who don't speak French. Yes. I've heard that too. Like, somebody recently went to, I think it might have been my mother-in-law, like went to Canada, and she said she was in somewhere where they speak French. Oops. And she said they weren't very nice to her. And I was like, yeah, they're racist. Canadians are racist. Like, racism is still alive and well in Canada. Utilize serve safe standards to guarantee the safety of over 200 plus food items. Exactly. Cross-contamination, do y'all know what that is? Do y'all know what, what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah, all those diseases. Yep. This, poop piled high in the streets. Exactly. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's dope. Okay, that makes sense. Not plagues everywhere. Okay, but I'm unskilled. I'm backwards. Got it. That's dope. I did not know that. That's so cool. That makes sense then. Because I was like, how did A. Marie get hooked up with a producer who makes go-go music? But yes. I love that. It did. 80s hip hop had a lot of go-go influence. It did. Doing the butt, like that's go-go, right? It's evolved over time. But yes, like, that is the go-go. That's the go-go sound. That's dope. Oh, that's dope. I mean, I don't know if that's hip hop, but but yes. I transitioned into tech. Hi, hello. Taught myself software engineering using mostly free online resources. I'm working in the field now. That's awesome. It takes next level grit, but I encourage others to do it. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And congratulations to you. That's no small feat. That's huge. Pretty girls. Yes. Ask them, do they smoke? Let me see. People listen like, what are y'all talking about? But yes. Pretty girls. Let me put that in here too. Let's see. Wale. Also, I think like Wale, pretty girls. Gucci Mane. And Backyard Band. That's who it was. Backyard Band with Wale. So I'm going to put this in here. We're kind of off topic now, but it is what it is. Copy and paste. I'm about to listen to all these songs when I get off of here and go to the park. But yes, 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 that is cool. I did not know that. Did not know that. Swiss Army. Thank y'all so much. Swiss Army. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yes. Wow. See, they are always sanitizing old sayings exactly to fit their narrative. Of course, because our whole lives we've been saying that phrase halfway, right? A jack of all trades is a master of none. That's where we stop. But it's like the whole quote is, but it oftentimes better than a master of none. We need the people who are jack of all trades. Everybody's not like super disciplined in one thing, you know? And that's the beauty of it. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Jesse says reductionist policies are mindsets, are working their way up the white collar too. Yeah. Everyone is a commodity. Speak, Jesse. Everyone can get it. Once they finish with the blue collar, they're going white. Okay? They're coming. They're coming. Definitely the racism here is more microaggressions, yes, but it's mostly toward First Nations. That's so sad. Yeah. And East Indians before Black people. Yeah. That's awful. That's awful. And it's their land. It's their land. And I was watching something recently where they were talking about a lot of First Nations folks. Like they were talking about how every treaty that Canada has drafted up for them has been compromised. They never make good with their treaties. I mean, much like America, it ain't no different, you know, but yeah. That part, poop out. I love Vitamin. I love her. That's so funny. I'm also in Canada, and the racism toward folks from India is rampant. That's awful. Oh, she not? Okay, that's okay. It's okay. We still like Marie here. She's still nice. She's still nice. But yes. Salt and pepper. My mic sounds nice. Oh, wow. I didn't know that that's go-go. That's dope. That's dope. That's cool. Now I gotta listen to this. Okay, yes. Hi, Wake Up Makeup Slay. Hello. Happy Monday. I used to live in Oxon Hill Village, where Chuck Brown lived. He would always roll through the hood in his limo, of course. That sounds lovely. Yes, Maya, the singer, Maya, is from DC. Yes. Or she's from the area at least. But she went to what is that art school in DC? That's where she went. But yes. Oh, it's all good. Hi, Leslyn. Welcome. Oh, Wake Up Makeup. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's really generous of you. I love you. Thank you. Yes. Angelique says, I feel like Black people are the experiments, and whatever does the most harm is then implemented everywhere else. Like the destruction. Yeah, the destruction of the family unit. Yeah. They play with us for sport. They poke at us. They pry, they steal, they break it down. Like they literally use Black bodies as experiments. Yes, absolutely. Sadly, absolutely. Yes, thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Oh, yes. Duke Ellington. Thank you. Yes, Duke Ellington. I think that's where Maya went in DC. It's an art school in DC. So yeah. Get your coffee, water, or tea. You funny. I do have my tea. Yes. Thank you. Oh, Eleanor Roosevelt? Really? What was I thinking? Either way, Maya's from the area. We got people. Martin Lawrence. What's her name? Martin Lawrence. Taraji. We have Maya, of course. We have Wale, of course. Chuck Brown, of course. We have, and there are a lot of people I'm forgetting right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, I really want to use my brain, but I don't want to waste y'all time. From Scary Movie. Let's see. This is not what I'm looking up. Why can't I think of her name? Because her name is just like somebody else's name. Regina Hall. Thank you, Regina Hall. Yes. Yes, Duke Ellington is the one in DC. Yes. Leslin says, I'm Black and East Indian, and it is an interesting set of dynamics we face. I am so sorry, Leslin. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Clifton Powell is from my hood. That's dope. Yeah, we got some people. It's low key out here, but high key, you know? But yes, absolutely, yes. We've always been the guinea pigs. Oh, you do the same, Ashonda, at large. I love that. Yes, and we're about to head out too. So I really appreciate you all hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to my experience. Thank you for honoring each other, being kind to each other. And I ask that we just continue to be kind to people, especially working in food service. They are under a lot of pressure. They're doing a lot of things. They're underpaid. They're not supported. They don't have the services they need. They don't have health care, like all the things you and I may have, depending on where you work, may have. Like these people don't have that. And they're just doing the best that they can. At the end of the day, Everybody is just doing the best that they can. That's it. Have grace. Just like you need grace because sometimes you ain't got it today, okay? You don't want people in your face all day long. And being in front of people is a fatiguing thing. Like having to deal with people all the time is fatiguing. It's tiring. It's tiring. They're working hard. They're working hard for you. So just be kind, be a little patient. Try to win them over with kindness if you can. Because that's what I meet their attitudes with me. I just meet it with kindness and be like, oh, it's all good. You fine. And then a lot of times what happens is afterwards I'll come out, I'm really sorry about that. I'm like, you don't have to apologize. I get it. I understand. It's all good, So anyway, but yes, thank y'all. Thank you so much. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And again, thank you so much, Wake Up Makeup Slay, for your generosity. I really appreciate that. Thank you to the mods for keeping us safe. Thank you to Level Up Single Mom, Nate. Thank you to Jamile. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all keep it safe in here so that we can, be loving and lovely to each other. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Thanks for the 40K, y'all. We reached 40K today. And I want to have something this week to celebrate. We might just have like a hangout Q&A kind of thing going on, just shooting the breeze. But yes, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Zen Hands. Hello, Zen Hands. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Keep loving yourselves, loving each other, okay? Being kind, patient. And I will talk to you all in the next one. And also, for all y'all working in fast food and care and all the things that people don't care about or look down on, you all save us. You all are saving the world. You all are our heroes. I appreciate you. I see you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much because I know you don't hear it enough. Thank you. To all the folks working in working class positions, working jobs like, again, cleaning, cooking, the things that people take advantage of and don't appreciate, but also like always benefit from. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you for taking care of us and we'll take care of you better. Talk to y'all next time. Bye, y'all. Bye.